everyone. Welcome to Christmas.
Hello.
Welcome.
We did it.
We're live, and I remembered to turn off the music.
Barely.
Just barely, but it happened. That's all that counts.
I always forget to retweet until the thing starts. I'm a bad player.
It's the worst.
Bad
So,
marketer.
a bad marketer?
Yeah.
You're our ad person.
Yeah.
I have not been given an assignment.
That's true.
So,
So, is there anything that we have to really even talk about before we just start playing the game we like to play? I don't think so.
has anyone here been raided by the FBI recently?
Not me.
Me either.
No, I'm not a criminal.
Only former presidents.
Okay.
That's
Sarah
the only
is staying
person.
very quiet about this.
Uh-oh. Did they get through the back door and you tell me?
Ha.
Yeah, totally.
Wow, high energy Sarah today. Get ready. Get ready for that shit. So,
Wow.
bringing the heat.
I'm sorry, I wasn't gonna jump in on the overdone joke, so.
Oof.
Oof!
So now it's
Brutal.
overdone?
This is
No.
current
current news?
violence
Yeah.
is at an all-time high. This
Too
is
good for
unfair.
current events.
Bullshit.
Wow. She's living in the year 3022. We're all stuck here. So, thanks for joining us.
What's your material, Sarah? What's your opener? Fucking go now!
I'm not running this shit.
I'm not fucking this is not.
Where's your ad, Hannah?
Give me a topic. I'll do an ad right now. Give me a product. Give me a product, bitch. Do it.
Subscribe
Smart
immediately.
water.
Smart
I
water.
don't want to do an ad for Smart. We make nothing off of Smart Water, and frankly, Smart Water fucking sucks.
It does. Skyra's better.
Skyra is way better. Not only that, I mean, most water is better than Smart Water. It makes me parched. Like, I
Yeah.
drink it and I feel like,
It's just tap water.
Yeah,
It
I
just
feel
is
like I need
ick.
more.
hello,
more
Darwin.
water.
You like Smart Water?
Do an ad for Darwin.
Do an ad for Darwin. Come here.
Do you want to house the happiest, stupidest boy in the
You
world?
can't because you'd have to defeat me in battle. Because I love him too much. I'll literally kill you if you try to take my dog without remorse.
See, that's how good of a dog he is.
That is.
Buy Darwin today.
You can't.
Buy him treats.
You could offer me $1 billion and I'd be like, nope, I'm going to spend the next 8 years of his life without that money. Or however long he lives.
That implies that at the end of the 8 years, you will sell his corpse for the money.
I'll sell his corpse for the money.
Okay.
Why would somebody buy his corpse for $8 billion?
fucking knows?
That implies very sinister things about their
make
motives
him
for.
jacket
Yeah, but he can't experience it. I don't care.
It's a Cruella de Vil situation. That's better
Do
than
they
I was
want his
thinking.
pelt? Better pelts.
Yeah, that one sheds.
It's
a lot.
certainly cheaper.
It's a 90s movie, and he swallowed the mini disc that has missile code or something.
Oh my
You could have swallowed a
god.
flash drive and it could be current.
No, I like mini disc 90s
Okay.
plots.
Not
A
even.
microchip. It could be a microchip. We could Home Alone 3 it.
He has a microchip, so I can locate him if he runs away.
There we
which
go.
he
They
doesn't.
accidentally put a missile chip in him.
What?
Yeah, he's
What
got
do
the
the
nuclear
missiles do?
codes.
Look, okay, John Landis fucking wrote Home Alone 3, and if you say this plot's a bad idea, then you're saying John Landis is a bad writer.
Yeah.
And
Why?
I
The
don't
plot of Home Alone 3 is there's a missile
Why
chip in a
would-
dog?
No,
Why
it's
would-
in an RC car. That's not the point.
Oh.
It's chips in wrong places is the point.
I'm really lost.
Chips in the wrong places.
Why would the vets at PetSmart have access to
Have you
missiles?
seen Home Alone 3? There's international terrorists involved, Jake. Watch the movie.
I think her name was like Jackie?
Who?
Exactly. Who? The vet? I
Oh.
think she's just like some
Darwin's
lady.
pet? Oh.
Yeah, I don't
And
know
this
your
was in
dog's
Idaho.
vet.
They're all
Oh,
Republicans.
I don't know.
They hate the feds.
I don't know any.
That's true.
That's
So do I, for the record.
She could be a terrorist.
Maybe
We just
she
hate
is a
them for
terrorist.
different,
Like in
better
Home Alone
reasons.
3.
And her master plan was to put a chip in that dog? Whoops.
I just want to point out, Sarah, if you don't point out my hack comedy bits, we'll get to the D&D faster. This is your fault.
Speaking of fast D&D, last we told our tale. I skipped the button. Oh, there we go. Last we told a tale. The group had decided to give shelter to a young runaway named Rini from the city of Ebon Falls. She had stolen some highly valuable and magical moon chips from a man she described as old and with a scar on his face. In an effort to get out of town and chase some of your own leads, you took a trip to Brine-Shore Port, a city on the southern coast. The city itself marked by a massive stone kraken frozen in time mid-attack on the city, its tentacles looming overhead and in between city streets. The entire city has built itself around this stone creature. Once there, you enjoyed a feast at the original Kraken's Claw, discovering that the kraken meat they're serving is instead meat familiar to Mistress, Isabella's symbiote patron, revealed to be Hydra meat. Factory farmed, nonetheless. You went shopping at Found Things, a massive ship held aloft by one of the many stone kraken tentacles that has been converted into a ship of curious things and an unscrupulous fence for stolen goods. There, you got a lead from a local thief named Marigold on a potential high-value magical necklace that she says is around the neck of a man she pushed into a sinkhole in the wilderness about an hour outside of town. Paying her a small fee for the information, you traveled to the site. Upon arrival, you decided to have Ink rappel down into the sinkhole at the end of a rope attached to the winch at the front of your vehicle, the Land Beast. We begin tonight's session as Ink lets out a surprise yell because the rope she's hanging on is no longer attached to that winch, as Soren holds a dagger next to it. So, what you see is, again, Soren standing there with a knife, a little bit of a confused look on his face, and Ink, you feel a sudden, like, there's two things. You feel like that initial moment of, like, weightlessness, where just nothing has any structure to it, and you're almost like floating for just like the briefest moment, and you instinctively grab the rope harder, but it doesn't support you as you start to descend. Darkness in every direction. The top of this place maybe 60 feet away, and it very dim, and you hear Ink as
Do I just see her fall
you don't
into
see
the
her.
hole?
You don't see her
As
fall.
I'm-
It's too dark.
Oh, shit.
You don't have dark vision. You saw her descend. You saw the rope, and you two
Oh!
were standing on the edge.
I'm gaze of two minds with her.
Then you see. Well, then you see from her perspective
Yeah.
the same thing, but you don't feel the same thing. What you do hear, because you can still hear in this scenario, is the rope that went between you and Isaac and has fallen into the hole as she is going down. And you turn and see Soren standing there, and his face looks a little confused, but his mouth says, "You're trying to take it!" And then out from his mouth, you see him almost like retch, and a misty form pours out of his mouth as it like pulls out of him, and then it disappears as you hear Ink onto the ground, and you take
What the fuck?
You take 18 bludgeoning damage, or you would. Except it's halved because you fall into a wet pool of stagnant water that breaks some of the fall, having fallen 40 feet to the bottom. And in that moment, on the surface of the water, as you, because it's not that deep, it's maybe a couple feet, as you quickly get out of it. Do you have dark vision?
I do.
A little bit of dark vision as you look around, and off the surface of the water, particulates have flown up, and your vision goes from being able to see quickly the edges of the room to being limited to about 5 feet, as white covers the whole thing. And you, getting out, you take a breath, and you feel like you just inhaled some kind of like cold smoke, and you catch yourself. I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw. 5.
Man, do I want to use my... I just got this. I'll probably save it. I'm going to save it.
Okay. You feel that. And that's all that happens to you for now that you notice.
Okay.
As you're in the bottom of this. Up top, Soren, you looked into the headlight, and you saw like a little gold spark, and then you heard the words "too far" out of a voice in your head. And then another voice came through, a different voice, and said, "You're trying to take it. Used your mouth and your throat and your body to say this thing." And then out of you, and then it disappears from view. What do you want to do?
So when Ink is falling,
You can see that she's alive.
I'm gonna break the gaze of two minds to see why she's, because immediately I'm
Yeah.
assuming there's danger, and I look over and I just see Soren with a knife standing by the winch.
Yep. And that's what you see as well. But then you see,
Yeah.
and then you see it. You're fully conscious of this.
What happened?
Um,
Ink just fell, but I think she's alive.
something took control of Soren here. Had
Soren,
him cut the rope. I
Do I
believe.
know what that is?
you feel like you might. You have theories.
I think it was probably the ghost of the man who died here. He's trying to protect his... Anyway, I'm gonna run over to the vehicle and start digging
The
around.
Ghost of the...
Digging around.
Yeah, I packed her mess kit before we left, and I'm looking for salt.
Okay. Well, she has salt. She has a big thing of salt she keeps for her kraken.
Yeah.
Or her hydra meat.
Yeah, so we need that, and then I'm gonna grab the grappling hook too. 'Cause
So
that's
go ahead and
my
roll. I mean, you're gonna ask her.
What?
So I guess you helped pack. So you start rifling through stuff in the back of the land beast. You open up a thing. You start pulling out this sack of salt, which is what you have. It's about a pound of salt. That's all the salt you have, at all. And he starts grabbing it, along with what?
What are you doing
The grappling hook.
The grappling hook.
with that?
We need the salt to keep the ghost from possessing any of the rest of us.
Is that a possibility?
Yeah. What? Yes, of course.
Ink, while they're deliberating whatever is going on here, you are in about shin-high water as you sort of stand up. It is very stagnant. You can smell the staleness of this, but you can also, you can hear the water around you like bouncing off of what seems to be hard surfaces on the side. It's not the soily, sort of muffled sound you expected. It almost sounds a little bit like a pool, like place, like very, very much louder and reflective of the sound in here. And you have, pretty heightened cat senses. And this is where you're at. The rope has fallen all around you, and you see 100 feet up that little source of light now. And you can tell, I mentioned this before, but just because it's been a week, the space in here is wider than the hole itself. So it tapers toward it.
Gotcha. Is the rope still there, visible to me cut? If
Yeah,
so, I'll
it's
gather it up just in case I need it for something.
You gather it. You technically didn't lose a lot. It was at the end of the winch. So
I want
you have about 60 feet of rope.
Okay.
to shout down the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Ink, are you okay?
You can hear.
Yeah, a little hurt, but I think I'm okay. I'm good. I'm in some water down here. I don't know.
As you say that, you notice the breath. It's like it's very cold in here.
But it doesn't feel that
It
cold.
doesn't feel that cold at first, and then and it almost starts like a little further away than you expected, and then it starts, as you start saying words, they start to vaporize closer to your face, and closer to your face. It's getting close.
I'm back. Can I back
You
away
start
from
backing in the opposite direction of that. You start backing up, and you feel the edge of the wall getting closer. Do you want to touch the wall as you like? Do you want to like move up against the wall, or are you trying to stay away from
I'm
stuff?
gonna try not to touch it because I have no idea what's going on down here, and clearly
you just
something's
sort of,
fucky.
you
So
sort of back up, and then you start your breathing, and that vapor goes away.
if I stop talking for some reason, my voice seems to be doing some weird breath thing. As I do this, is it doing it again? I'll move away if it is.
It starts to at the edge of.
Okay, I'm gonna keep moving.
All right.
Move around when you're not talking. It doesn't seem to.
Mr. Lazarev says that there's a ghost. So,
Oh, down here or up there?
well, it took possession of him for a moment. So, I guess possibly both places?
Oh, that's worse than either answer I thought you were going to give, so that's cool. Are you guys gonna come down, or should I try and climb up?
Do you guys have enough rope to come down?
We have.
You've
We had
used.
150, didn't we?
So that means you have 90 feet of rope back up top.
Because we used. I mean, we had 50.
She has 60 feet
Yeah.
of rope. So, which means if you had 150, it's
Yeah,
just
we have 90.
So we have enough, or to get down,
It'll be close.
or at least to lower it for her.
well, you have to consider like 15 feet of it is in the winch and like tied, and then the distance it travels to the sinkhole, unless you want to pull land beast right up to the edge of that. Didn't think so.
Yeah.
So,
We
yeah,
need, like,
I'd say you have
I think you should, well,
75 feet
look
or
for
so,
the
so
necklace
85.
first and then try to climb out.
Alright, I'll do my best!
We'll try to get a rope to you, I guess. I'm gonna see if I could try to lower more rope from the winch while
Okay, so
Soren's
you
doing whatever the fuck he's doing.
You have to go over to the winch and start operating that. Okay, so that's what you're doing. Ting, 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 ting. Soren has looked through and has grabbed your Hydra Salt.
I'm just letting it happen. I don't.
'Kay.
Whatever. We'll get more.
I'm gonna pour salt into my purse, my coin purse,
Okay.
and just cinch that, and then take that and the grappling hook to Isaac.
Okay.
If the ghost shows up again, use the grappling hook as a weapon, and put a pinch of the salt within your mouth to keep it from possessing you, all of you.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay.
And then
You are surprised at Soren's like. I mean, he just like
Yeah.
he just got possessed by a ghost, and he jumped into action and started grabbing different items and is handing them to you.
He's taking the lead on this one.
and then I'm
Call
gonna
him.
actually grab a flask of my lantern oil as well.
Okay.
And then you two work on figuring out a way to get the rest of us back up here, okay? And then I'm jumping down.
You jump.
Oh,
He goes. "Doo, doo, whoo," and he jumps
And then I'm gonna shadow form as I'm falling.
as you shadow
has he
form
lost
as you
his
fall.
mind?
At this point, I'm not
And
sure
after a
anymore,
moment,
honestly.
I'll drop it when I land.
To be honest,
You drop down harmlessly and drop it using the charge of that.
I mean, okay.
And so after a moment, you feel another person in here. You hear this like, and then
Ghost.
and then there's two footprints.
Hello?
Hey, don't shoot. Don't shoot.
Oh, good call.
So now the two of you are in here. You can't see, correct?
No.
So you do hear him, and again, your sight. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw as you land in here. There is this white mist sort of floating. 9. Okay. There's this white mist sort of floating, and your visibility is cut to 5 feet, so you sort of, do you want to follow towards him once you hear Soren? You do, and once you guys get about 5 feet from each other, you can see each other talk.
Oh, good.
Sorry?
You joined us. The other ones down here too.
No, they're up there trying to figure out how to get us back out. But have you found the body of the man yet?
And no. Oh, it's the breath still doing the thing.
You can get 75 feet down into the hole with the amount of rope
Can I
you
get
have.
more?
Okay.
Can I go through the car and find our jackets, and then tie them sleeve to sleeve, and then tie them to the end of the rope?
I'll say each jacket gives you 5 feet.
Okay.
So your jacket.
Also, I'm casting Mage
I don't think
Armor.
anybody else has a jacket. Do you have any other? You have.
As if
Did you
they-
bring linen with you? Did you bring like?
No, I didn't bring any.
Okay. What's another article of clothing that anybody has as he's looking through that he might run across while he's looking through the trunk?
We have 2 tents in there.
Tents,
A bedroll.
bedroll, any kind of thing that you can tie together.
These are extra for something.
So-
Oh, here we go.
You also have. Is this the trunk?
One set of fine clothes. Yeah.
Does it have stuff in it?
It
oh.
has these
Oh, it's
things.
those. In it. Okay. Well, we'll give it to him. Let him look through.
Yeah.
Here, these are trunk.
And then
Whatever you need.
this is just the rest of the inventory slots.
Sure.
Empty.
Fuck it, tents are cheap. I'm gonna start cutting up tents.
Okay, so go ahead and I'm gonna say from your perspective, you would be doing a lot of math. Go ahead and roll me just an intelligence check, and of course you can add a thing to it if you'd like. You don't have to. To just start to measure it out and try to get. I'm assuming you're just trying to get exactly as most as you can, right?
29.
29. Okay, so you start pulling stuff out, and each one of these is going to give you 5 feet. So your jacket gives you 5 feet. The tents, because they're for canvas, gives you another 5 feet. So you have 50 more feet. That's 90 feet.
Yeah, that's
So they only had to get 10 feet.
yeah. That's what I was hoping for. It's just a little bit extra on there.
Okay, so you have those 3, and those tents are fucked. You
Yeah.
have to cut them, and you have to tie them together, and so this takes a little bit of time. Is there anything you want to do as part of this as well? Because you were on the winch, and you can help, of course.
Mage
But he rolled a
Armor.
29.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna run over with the salt and just like do this to put a pinch in his mouth while he's like working on that.
You have to
And
hold
then-
it, and it dissolves. So
Yeah,
Oh, that's
it's
true.
it's when the ghost arrives. He
Okay.
said, and then he gave you the grappling hook.
Then I'm
to
just
use
gonna
as a
stay
weapon.
close enough. While he's doing that, actually, can I just like help him work on the tying and that stuff, maybe to speed up the process?
Sure, I'll say it speeds up the process.
Okay.
Sure.
But while we're doing that, I kind of want to talk to him.
Yeah, absolutely. These two are down here. Well, this is all taking place at roughly the same time.
Is it maybe a bit late to say that Soren had told me that he sees things, not just hears things?
Makes sense.
Like he sees creatures and he's described them to me, and I've seen what he sees.
Well, I mean, long-term drug use kind of can tend to have effects like that.
Do you think it's the drugs?
I mean, he also has a talking thing in his head. That, don't know if it's really it or not.
Are you not like concerned that he's acting a bit irrational?
As Isaac rips some tent while this is happening.
I mean, it's a better idea than I could have came up with, so let him do his thing.
You just trust that it was a ghost?
I don't know anything about it.
You can both try to make some kind of roll that you think would be. What do you think would? Religion would definitely be the closest to
I mean-
ghosts. I mean, you guys know baseline
Yeah.
that ghosts are more common now because the outer planes have
Yeah.
been shattered,
Mm-hmm.
and are just gone. Essentially, you're cut off from any of that after Zillideck. So,
I'm gonna give you history or nature.
The religion,
sure.
I guess.
Just tell me what you're rolling, and I'll tell you what kind of information.
15 nature.
15 nature.
13 religion.
Okay. I'll say between the two of you, you've never seen a ghost. But, I mean, if it wasn't a ghost, it seems apparition adjacent. Like, it was pretty clearly like something was in Soren and then was not. It doesn't seem like Soren manifested that.
Yeah.
And the way he jumped into action and started giving directions seems like he has been exposed to these things before. But that's what you guys glean. While this is happening, the two of you are down there, and Soren, you've just dropped down. You've just walked together to be able to talk. And as you're talking, again, you can hear that the walls in here are a little bit. It's like louder in here. Your voice kind of carries a bit.
I'm gonna need you to be my eyes down here, but I might be able to keep an eye out for the ghost if it tries to attack us.
Sounds good. I actually have some of the rope here that we want to like tie around ourselves with some slack so
Sure,
we don't get
yeah.
too.
Do that.
Okay.
And while we're doing that, I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts and just try to ping out for thinking creatures for the next minute.
Thinking creatures.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see.
Yeah.
So up to you if that.
Up to 30
works on
feet?
Ghosts. Yeah. I believe.
Do you know exactly where they're coming from, or just you
Yeah.
hear their thoughts?
During the duration, you can search for thoughts within 30 feet of you.
But you don't know. It's sourceless.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
not like
that.
Hunter's
I
Mark
get
where-
exactly
okay.
where.
Sourcelessly, you do hear just surface thoughts because you have to see a creature to cast to
This function of
focus
it
detect
says that I just detect the presence of it.
just the presence. Then
Yeah.
you do detect the presence of
I have
another
to see
thinking.
it to get like surface thoughts.
You do detect the presence of another thinking entity down here. You are not alone. You know this.
Is your gun made of iron?
You don't know.
I'll be honest, it was my sister's. I did not know exactly
They're
what
called
it is.
irons.
Right. Well, I guess if it shows up, try swinging that at it instead of shooting it. The iron works better to
Ghost thing.
dissipate them. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, ghost thing.
Is the breath thing still happening? I would have
The
told
breath?
him that if it was still happening.
You did notice. You mentioned the breath thing. You know, without rolling. This happens sometimes. Sometimes there's pockets of cold, and it seems that the ghost was approaching, and she noticed and she moved away from it.
Yep.
But it, what I'll say, ghosts. You know a lot about ghosts. Go ahead and roll me with advantage. Religion or something akin.
18.
18. You know, most people know about ghosts. They're dead, angry spirits that have unfinished business or something. You know that functionally they can move between planes into a thing called the ethereal plane. Or the border ethereal, rather. The ethereal plane, no one's sure if it still exists. In fact, this is a topic of debate among, certain vocations, I guess, within magical communities. But the border ethereal definitely still exists. Which means that it's invisible and technically on a different plane. It's not just invisible, but ghosts can see across these thresholds. So while it might be invisible, it can still see you and interact with you to a certain range. You also know that their touch is quite damaging and that they can possess you. And you know the other stuff that you know, that you're already doing.
And you said this water's just stagnant, like it's not flowing?
It hasn't been flowing. It is. You're at the bottom of a hole that's been punched in the earth, and it's like a cistern almost that goes up, and then the ceiling of it seems to go like this, and then the holes in the top. So this seems like rainwater or something that's just been here, or groundwater, or both, because you're about 100 feet down, and it's just like a stagnant pool of about 3 foot, 2.5 foot water. That broke some of her fall. She didn't fall from so high that she reached terminal velocity or anything. But
Okay, so the body should be around here somewhere, I would think.
Suppose it shouldn't have moved with no current. start searching for it, kind of like feeling around.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation checks. Yours is with disadvantage.
Okay. Can I also keep an eye out for any place where there's like high ground that gets?
Yeah,
above
as
water?
you move towards the edges, it starts to get
Okay.
out of the water.
Okay.
14.
14.
Double 19, so 25.
Ooh.
You are able to detect the edge of a consciousness in here, and you're drawn a little bit to this spot. And you attach the rope with a 14. Start to bink. You feel that tension, and then you feel Soren sort of like nudge you in that direction, so you follow. And you start to get close to it, close enough to be able to, for you, Ink, to see it. But you touch it, because that's how you have to. Move forward, and you touch what you think is, it's like a hard, stony, it's like a hard, rigid surface, maybe a boot or something. And then you moves up, and it comes to a right angle, and then you go this way, which doesn't make any sense. But as you get closer, what you see is Soren running his hands over a white statue.
Interesting.
Carved into the side of this, like sitting on the ground. Both of the legs look to be made to depict brokenness. Like they were broken. And the face is thick with this, like, it's almost like a white visage of like a sculpture. And it's stuck in like a scream. It looks like it's screaming. And you notice that around here, that white dust you kicked up is more thick.
After seeing this, can I inspect myself to see after I inhaled some of that stuff if anything on me is starting to harden?
You
or...
can make an investigation on yourself. Are you guys doing anything as you sort of finish up this rope situation?
Keeping an eye out and be ready for the ghost.
Yeah, I'll
Sure.
hold on to the grappling hook if you want to
Go ahead and
take
roll
care
me-
of lowering.
Okay, so you're lowering.
Oh, I will also use Mr. Buttons and Gaze of Two Minds so I can see. I'll have him blob onto my head so I
Okay,
can see in the dark.
Blobs onto your head, and you can see in the dark. One of the headlights went out. The other headlight's still on. So you have one headlight. You guys are riding dirty now.
Yeah, but I want to see, like,
Good song.
I just want to be able to see if there's any threats coming or anything, so I'm just going to keep an eye out while he works on getting the rope down to them.
I'm not gonna lower it right away though.
Okay, so
I'm gonna wait until I'm gonna yell down to the hole, be like,
make sure that you're not
Yeah,
bringing up something
like
you don't want to.
also like I don't want to lower it and then the ghosts get mad again and try to cut it again. So if we keep it not lowered, then less
Sure.
chances of that happening.
Sure. So you essentially bundle up the rope at the edge of the hole, having winched it out, and you're ready to toss it down there. You roll a perception check with your dark vision.
Wow. A nat 1. So, a -1.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, first of all, there's not a lot to see around here. A lot of it's cleared out. You do see again that in the failing light of the evening. And Reenie's here, by the way, and you realize at this point she has run into the land beast and shut the door. Like you
Forgot about
just
that.
now, right? You just now realize, wait, where's the kid? And she's in there, like peeking out of like, you see her head peeking out of the windshield. Do you guys want to do anything?
I'm going to go give her a pinch of salt to put in her hand.
She goes, okay.
Mr. Lazarev said that if you sense a ghost nearby, you should put this in your mouth.
A ghost?
Yes. Not yet! Not yet.
Oh.
I'll give her a sprinkle. Only do that in an emergency.
Okay.
You feel yeah.
She shuts that and holds the salt. 2 of you.
Rolled a 16.
16. You feel yourself, and you sort of look under your gloves and your fucking wrist thing. You move up, and you don't notice anything, and then you absentmindedly scratch the back of your neck, and it goes over a hard patch on the back of your neck.
Have you ever heard of any kind of ghost that turns people to stone?
Have I?
Sounds like moon dust.
Well, I'm pretty sure we are turning to stone. Was this crevice, I forget when we were talking about this, was this created during the moon crash?
You look up. It's a relatively round hole with a finishing point. Something could have smashed into here at some point.
And there's
It's not
still
a crater, but you know, sinkholes are things that happened because these are called moonstones. Moon chips are pieces of moonstones, essentially, or smaller pieces, like meteorite fragments. Moon chips are usually either found in their natural state as the size of this. Moonstones are bigger, and they chip them apart because something about moon chips, you can only get like a certain amount of efficiency out of them, and they've sort of found that this is roughly the shape that makes the most sense. And so usually in spaces where those are things, there is a persistent mist. This is not... The big hunk is gone. This has long been farmed out by somebody else, but it still has some latent
Alright.
aspects, it seems.
Try not to exert yourself so we are not breathing too much. I think we are inhaling moon dust, which is going to do this to us. It turned him into a statue.
Does he have the necklace on?
Who have...
The
The body?
Oh, yeah. As you look up, you see 3 distinct orange glows that shine dimly under a very thin layer of white marble. They almost like shimmer orange, and you can see they're almost lopsided. They're here, here, and here, and they're just like orange orbs, sort of underneath like a very thin veneer of thick.
I try and like.
Do you want to?
No, don't.
you see her try.
We're here to take it.
The ghost may be attached to it, and if you take it, it's gonna fall. We have to get rid of it first.
So deal with ghost first.
Take! And I need you to roll me a charisma saving throw. It's the thing!
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna use my inspiration dice thingy, because that was a bad roll. That's
One more. One higher.
5% better. I
Oh,
got a
no.
6.
Okay.
Here's this back.
And as you... and as you say, well, we're here to take it, you see Ink go... And then Ink, with Ink's body and Ink's voice, but not the same accent, you hear, "Get out!" And then you hear, as she holds the whip.
I'm gonna try and hit her with the gun.
You're gonna try to pistol whip Ink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if the iron knocks the ghost out.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me just an offhand attack as you go, and whip
The
Ink.
ghost expert.
Or not an
If I
offhand
trust
attack.
this
Nat
expert.
one.
A nat 1. As you go to hit, her literal cat-like reflexes just dodge out, and you hear
Shit.
as her claws come out, Get out! I need you to roll me a
Claw
scratchy attack.
8.
Misses.
8. It misses. And then there's a moment and ink sort of and goes away, and then there's a and it snaps out.
You good? Yeah.
We'll
okay.
take care of the ghost first, I agree.
What do you guys want to do? Anything else?
Keeping an eye out for that ghost.
You just see it. You hear.
Yeah.
You hear. You heard Ink with an accent you haven't heard her say before. Get out.
Is everything all right down there?
You could hear the faint. You can hear each other.
I got a little possessed. I'm good now, though. Oh, there are
Okay, so
spiders.
it's not just him being
Oh,
possessed.
he's a little baby.
Yell the baby. I
Where
don't
is
see
it?
a baby.
Oh.
Right here.
Dangling
Right
from
there.
that mic arm.
There's a whole
Oh.
fucking spider.
Don't blow in this direction, you fucker!
They're just
Wow.
You wouldn't
You're
even feel
not
that.
even close to him.
Sorry, chat. There's a big spider web I'm knocking down.
Oh, you're just going for the web.
Smart.
Is
Kill the
it?
home first, then the spiders.
Yeah.
Well,
Give
see,
them
it's not
no
that,
place
you,
to
you
go.
s- you- they must be imagining like this vast web of spider. It's like 3 strands of spiders.
It wasn't
so
3 strands. I got.
I can't.
It's
can
all
barely
over the
detect
place.
Ugh.
Maybe it's
oh, the
cobweb?
spider!
Now the spider's
Where
in
did
play.
it go?
We lost
Why
him.
would you do
He's
that?
He's right here.
He could be anywhere.
Kill it! Or put it
Give it to
somewhere.
me.
Okay.
I can't believe Sarah handled that. Good job.
It was a baby
So macho.
spider.
Not anymore. Aborted. So.
I killed a spider last night too.
Ooh,
I was crawling around my desk.
Sheesh. So, you are down here. You are near the body.
I'm gonna shoot it.
And by the way, I will let you know at this point that you've spent enough time near the body to see that it, while it is humanoid, it is not human. This is the body of a Frogan.
Frogan?
A Frogan, someone from the east. You recognize the form. Yeah,
What do they look like?
this is imagine the Battletoads.
Oh!
Imagine Battletoads. It is a formerly leather-clad frog humanoid from the eastern lands. So
I'm gonna shoot it.
you're gonna shoot it, the body,
Yeah.
with a gun.
I want
Okay.
to see if it's like petrified all the way through, or is it just like caked in.
Go ahead. Roll an attack with advantage.
Yeah, taking the necklace
8.
won't piss it off. but shooting
8
the
total
body
with
won't.
advantage.
I rolled a 4 and a 6.
You're blinded.
Bruh.
So you shoot, and it just shoots past the body and into the wall. And it's loud in here. Like I said, this place is like a pool. I need both of you to make me Constitution saving throws when you shoot your guns.
8.
Oh boy.
8-5. Your ears
This one's.
We're done with that die.
ring
die in this
as you
hole.
hear a gunshot. And while it's not usually that loud, usually it's like more of a snapping sound because they're not huge guns or anything, they're like deagles. But this place again is very echoey, and you both are deafened for a period of time as it's hard to hear. And then up to you, you feel this cold and. Get out! And it's gonna roll an attack at you as you tried to harm the body, but failed. Let's see. Does an 11 hit you?
That is my AC.
It's a glancing blow as barely the dead, the ghostly
destroyed.
limb reaches out and touches you, passing through your flesh just barely as you are able to move backwards. You take 9 points of necrotic damage. That's halved. You take 9 points of necrotic damage as this ghost, who has taken 0 damage, touches you. And just by touching you, you'll contact with it when it intends to do harm starts to kill the tissue. And you can feel parts of your arm that it touched like tingle and deaden as you take that. And so you back up a little bit. How do you guys want to approach this situation?
I'm gonna put the gun away and pull out my whip because that's magical. At
Yeah.
least if this thing comes at me, I can maybe hit it with it.
I'm gonna keep trying to smash the body if I can.
Do I have time in between to?
Of course you can talk. You just shot a gun, but you were deafened for a moment. Now it goes away. It's just your ears start to clear.
How does one usually exorcise a ghost from a place? You seem to know a lot about
If we
this.
have the remains, we can assault and burn them. I'm trying to see if.
Oh, you want to? Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I see. Okay. You want me to try and?
You can try to. You might be a better shot. You
Oh,
a
are
better
we
shot.
using the gun again?
I don't know. We can plug our ears.
Honestly, after I saw you do it, I kind of wanted
Yeah.
to.
Okay.
Advantage. You're plugging your ears. You don't get to. But you're ready.
21
21 will hit the body. Where are you trying to hit the body at?
in the head.
Right in the head. Right in its dome. You go and roll damage. I will say sneak attack is not a part of this.
9 piercing.
You shoot again. You don't have to make a Constitution saving throw. You can with advantage since you're ready for it and kind of cover one ear.
17.
17. You're not deafened by this. You guys hear another blast from a larger caliber. You recognize this loosely as Ink's gun as you
Are
shoot.
they shooting a gun?
And-
close.
Yes,
and
I don't understand.
The face, the marble face of this thing, shatters, and out from it a sickening, corrupted stench of decomposition and death hits both of your nostrils quickly. I need another Constitution saving throw from both of you.
Should I like head down there?
9.
9. You
we'll be
are
alright.
essentially under the poisoned condition right now as you retch and have to cover your mouth. You are familiar with the scent of death. It doesn't really bother you. You've smelled worse. And so you cover your face with part of your scarf and sort of holster your weapon again and move back. And from behind you, out of the wall, you can't take it! The ghost reveals itself and grabs Ink, and
Maybe I should go.
with a 20, not a natural 20, a 20 total, you are about to
Fight
take damage.
Fight the ghost. That's a lot of dice. That's a lot of dice.
You take 18 necrotic damage. 18 necrotic damage from this ghost as it shocks you with death. And you both see the ghostly visage at this point as there is this like flash of a little bit of light and color when that happens. And you see the perpetually screaming face of this Frogan individual with the ghostly apparition of its necklace full with beads and other valuables adorned on him that you don't see on the corpse currently. And you have to experience its horrifying visage. I need each of you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
11.
12.
both of you succumb immediately to the deep
need to do
and rending
something.
fear.
If we go down, we can't get back up.
You
I
are
can
in
go
a
down and
pit
you could get me back
trapped
up?
in here with the undead, and both of you quit what you're doing and you run to the opposite side of the hole and are under the frightened condition.
Can I see down the hole with
No.
dark vision?
Not far enough. You have dark vision of what, 60 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Frightened target can repeat the same through the end of each of its turns, ending the frightened condition itself of success. Okay, so you guys have moved to the other side. What do you do?
How long has it been?
I should
Been a little bit.
probably go down there.
Probably right.
Alter self. I'm gonna say
Won't
mistress.
last for a minute.
No, it doesn't. Hour.
Oh, okay, last for an hour. Never mind. Fuck it.
Mistress.
Yes?
I think we need to fight something.
Good.
And then I'm going to, arm, and then I want to grab onto the rope we made and be like, I'm just going to try to rappel down
Yeah?
to them.
I need an acrobatics or athletics check from you with advantage because of the rope as you grab the rope and start to go down.
That'd be 14.
14 is enough as you start to head down on this rope. As you toss it down and go, there's a couple knots that you're going to have to, like at the end of 60 feet, you're going to hit a knot. You're not going to be able to slide all the way down. You're going to have to climb down after that because they're tied together. So
I don't have to worry about rope burn. I
you
just
don't.
realized
You-
that I can just,
You all the way down. You still have the gaze of two minds. So Mistress's
it's like
form,
black inky.
Mistress's form and her form have essentially melded, and so you have eyes all over and tiny cat ears.
And a little black inky dress covered in
and
eyeballs.
a black inky dress covered in eyeballs as you. And you can hear her coming down after a little bit, but you two are scared, and you can hear both of them shaking and breathing hard. On the other side of this, again, it widens out as you go through the hole. It's about 30 feet across side to side. You can feel this. Are you staying up?
Yeah.
Up top
Have to
there?
stay up.
Yeah, you're staying up there. And so you're down here. You can see, and you see the scene, and you see them both sort of holding on to each other, hiding on the other side of this. As you've pushed up against the wall, and your cloaks and your coat and stuff don't do anything, but you can see that they're both pushing against essentially like this white, these are like filaments of, it's essentially covered in fiberglass, but like these white moony diamondy filaments. So if you were to touch that with your skin, it would pierce your hands. But they haven't really touched it a lot. It's almost like the inside of a geode.
Yeah.
But the thin filaments of this crystalline structure growing on the outside seems to be quite uncomfortable to engage with. Although for you, it wouldn't pierce your skin. You are stronger than it.
Do I see what they're scared of? Like, do I see them looking in a direction?
Go ahead. I mean, you turn and you see the I mean, you have vision. You turn and see the broken. You now see a goop, like old desiccated corpse goop spilling out of a hole in the marble face of this and down over the rest of this broken Frogan body that you recognize. Not the person, but you recognize it as Frogan. And the two legs are shattered, each about 30 to 45 degrees on each side. The legs broke when he fell, but he didn't die immediately. And you see that even though those filaments are there, and that you can see scratches in the wall
So he was alive for quite some time before he got petrified.
by
Oh, no
the
wonder there's a
natural.
ghost.
And at this point, I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw, and I need you guys to roll me as your fear sort of subsides to roll me Constitution saving throw.
I saw her weight get off the rope, right?
Yeah, you definitely
Yeah.
feel my weight leave the
You're gonna pull it up.
Yeah.
Okay, you pulled it up.
Constitution. 10.
10. Okay.
18 for me.
Actually, I have advantage on a saving throw. Let's use it.
I'm gonna. You functionally, you know that the DC. If you read the moonship thing, it's 10 for moon stuff. So you don't.
Is it? Oh, okay.
I would love to take more resources from you, but I've written it down. And
Yeah, so it's
I feel
reasonable for us to know.
Did you keep the grappling hook, or did you leave that with me?
I would have left
I
it with you.
dropped a cap to my. Find it. I dropped my
Marker cap.
marker cap.
It's way over there.
Next to you.
Hmm?
Retrieve.
Where's my dog?
Thank you. And what was your Constitution saving throw? 3. Okay.
It's gonna have some cool new patterns on her fur.
Yeah. I'll say at this point you feel the definite signs of on your chest and abdomen. It has grown from like these different small patches, and on the back of your neck it has expanded, and it's just growing. It's starting to.
Great.
The two of you push off the effect with your natural, just your body's defenses against this. It's not really a thing you try. It's just more a passive. It is. Am I plagued or not? So you can feel it starting to grow in you. So here's the situation. What are you guys doing?
I'm looking for whatever they were attacking.
Oh yeah, you see a bullet hole in the wall, and you see it.
Just
The
that
face
thing.
is smashed, and it's leaking out from the front of it. You definitely see that that's what they were attacking.
I'm gonna grab the. Do I see the glowing necklace on it?
You see 3 faint, glowing orange spheres underneath a layer of marble.
With a clawed hand, we're just gonna try to snatch
You're just
that.
gonna grab it and.
Yeah.
Can I see that? I probably can't.
You
As she's
cannot.
doing this, can I do a health potion real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
You do a health potion real quick.
Oh, boo.
I need you to roll an attack, essentially.
If you're hurt, I'll hand you this one.
You can do so with
Thanks.
advantage because it's just sitting there.
That's a 44 roll.
We'll go with the 12 because the
A
other one
12
was an
hits.
at
Go
1.
ahead and roll damage to see how well you got into the. You did both of them.
Yeah.
Uh, 9 slashing.
9 slashing. Okay. You reach in there and sort of pierce through the front, and you try to pull. This necklace is magical. You cannot break it. So when you try to pull,
It pulls through the.
it doesn't pull through. You're not strong enough to pull through this marble
shit.
corpse. It's stuck on the head. And so as you pull, you do see the beads are on there and can be unscrewed with an action and taken. You see very clearly they can be unscrewed.
I'll take them.
As you and it shatters like you'll take them one at a time. You just
Yep.
use your action. It's now the ghost's turn. The
Well,
ghost
unless the
doesn't
ghost
like
attacks, and
what?
I said unless the ghost is fighting me, and then I'll fight the ghost. We'll see.
Well,
where that goes.
I'm going to need everybody to roll initiative at this point. So we are in a situation that.
Do you want me to roll too?
Yeah.
It's a good initiative.
And so now we are moving from suspense to combat music. Here we go.
Down, man. Good luck.
Time to fight a
It's fine,
ghost
we'll
in a
just-
hole.
we'll kill the ghost.
I mean, if you really want to, you can throw that down and repel.
Just Hulk it and jump down.
You
I
can.
can't leave a child literally by herself.
Sure you can.
Yes, you can.
You can do whatever
the
you
window's
want.
cracked. She's fine.
She was
She
on
has
her
her
own when we
favorite
found her.
music. The window is
You
cracked.
can
The
do-
AC
The
is
sun's not
on.
out.
You can do whatever you like. So,
Yeah, but if somehow it cuts the rope, then we're just fucked down here forever. So.
True. So let me move this to here. Hi, bud. You're trying to get the necklace, I guess. You've pulled it, and so you're right next to the body. 25 to 20?
Nope.
2015?
18.
18. Okay.
I'm ready for some murdering.
1510?
11.
You're the rogue.
Yeah, but it's Hannah's
10 to 5?
6.
7. Jesus, 7.
Question, Jake.
Yeah.
The
Roll
thing that
one.
I had made, what is that made out of?
What?
What did you roll?
Steel.
3.
Oh,
Steel.
jeez.
Otherwise it
My
roasted.
goodness.
Makes sense. I just wanted to double check. See what it was made out of.
We have the same +2 initiative?
If you have plus 3.
-2.
Yeah.
Yours
I
was
think
6
our
and yours
dex
was
was so
7?
Yeah.
close.
Jesus Christ. We'll say that you're still drinking these potions until, and then you're like, fuck. Okay, so Isabella, you're right in front of this, and you're just. So like, as an action, you can pull these off, and technically, as an action, you can throw them as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to throw a fireball in this small space, killing everybody?
No, I'll take
Okay,
one.
you just want to take them?
Yeah.
Okay, so use your action to grab it and pocket it.
Mhm.
You do anything else?
Nope.
Okay, that's your turn. Isaac, you're at the top. Is there anything that you want to do?
Just keep.
Okay, after her turns, you can just jump in if you want to do anything. Otherwise, I'll just skip over.
Perfect.
Next up is the ghost, who does not like that, Isabella, and is going to
Oh no!
and is going to.
Darwin ruined
Did
the set.
Ellie or Darwin do that?
No
The
idea.
illusion is ruined.
The illusion of the
You'll
set
know
we're
it's
clearly
just a
on.
basement.
It's Darwin.
Oh.
With fabric!
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah,
we're
just
not
clip it.
actually in an old-timey theater where Lincoln got shot.
The Ford Theater.
Yeah, that one. Which,
That look fun?
Yeah.
That's fine.
On the camera?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Buddy, why are you running that stuff?
the first thing it's going to do is not hit you, but rather erupt from the border ethereal and reveal itself to you. And then scream, and I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw against its horrifying visage.
Ooh.
And it is hovering above you about 10 feet.
Debating if I want to use. 14. We'll stick with 14.
A 14?
Yeah.
Isabella, you like scary stuff. This doesn't scare you at all. You are immune to the effect of the horrifying visage. The other two of you are also immune to the effect, having gone through it and come out the other side. So that is its turn. Soren, you're up as it screams, and it's sort of like above Isabella, above the body, about 10 feet above the body and her. That just shows its horrifying visage. You can't see very well, but there's it's darker. It's darkness, but you have enough to where you can navigate a little bit because it's not that complex down here.
Okay.
You're on the other edge, so you're 30 feet away from the body, 25 feet away from
Yeah.
her.
I am going to stay focused on trying to get to the remains, so I'm going to move back towards the body.
Yeah. Do you want to go around the edge, or are you just going to make a straight line? And you guys tied yourselves together?
Yeah. I'll probably just make a straight line.
Okay, so you get about 20 feet until you feel a boom
I think.
around your waist as you have tied yourselves together.
Shit. Okay. How far away am I from the body?
10 feet.
About 10 feet.
And about 5 feet away from her. You could reach out your arm and touch her, and then beyond her is the body down on the ground in front of you.
Okay. Can I try to shoot the body again
Yeah.
and just smash more of that shell?
Are you trying to get it so she can take the whole necklace off, or are you just trying to...
No, I want to get more of the goop.
Which part of the goop?
Just the corpse goop.
Yeah, which part of the body?
Oh, I guess I would shoot for like the abdomen or the
Okay,
legs.
so you're just shooting center mass?
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and make an attack. It would be with advantage, but we're in combat and things are more hectic than you just being able to take aim slowly.
Do I have disadvantage because of the darkness?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Wow, 2 18s.
18s twice, so
Jesus
20.
Christ. Yeah, I mean, you remember where it's at roughly. It's not that hard. She's standing right in front of it, and you... and in the darkness, you can roll damage on that if
Owie,
you'd
my
like.
ears.
You have to roll a Constitution saving throw. You two get to do so with advantage because you see this happening. You go, and you're ready for it. So you get to do this with advantage, just in case you're deafened.
10.
You're fine.
14.
You're fine. Okay. And
What do I
so
have to roll?
you have to roll damage and then a con save.
Okay.
With advantage, we get a con save because you're ready.
2, 4, so 6 plus. I have my point blank bonus, so 8 piercing damage. So I'm within 15 feet of it.
Fuck yeah. So 8 bonus damage?
No, 8 total. I have my proficiency.
Oh, 8 total damage. Oh, okay. Yeah, and you do 8 damage to the body, leaving you break off a decent amount of the marble in front of it. It's about half an inch thick.
Okay.
But it's not like super strong, if that makes sense. It's sort of like a plate, or like one of these. Like you feel like you could take a hammer to this and break it. Certainly, if you shot it with a gun, it would break. But if you like sliced it, it not. So yeah, you break some out. There's this more goop smell. You don't have to smell anything, so you don't have to worry about that. You're still under the poison condition. So that's the end of your turn, or do you want to do anything with your bonus action? You have a little bit of movement, I guess, technically too.
I'm just gonna pop a pinch of salt in my mouth for this round, I guess.
Okay. You pop a pinch of salt in your mouth, and I'll say that lasts I'll say that lasts 3 rounds until it dissolves. Roughly 18 seconds sounds about right for salt under your tongue. So you have 3 rounds of protection from possession.
Okay.
And you see that happen. It's Ink's turn.
Okay. Do I see where the ghost is? How far away is it from me?
You see it across the room, so 30 feet, and then 10 feet above her, you see it like out like this, floating in the air, and just screamed at her. And then you saw him shoot the body.
Okay.
The ghost didn't react negatively to the body being hurt. It doesn't seem to hurt it.
Okay. I'll go up to... I'm gonna use feline agility so I get twice
Ooh.
double the movement this round. It's 30 feet away, so I'll go up 30 feet. I'm gonna try and hit it with the whip. I have a 10-foot reach with it, so it should be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. So from the ground, if you stand next to her, on either side of her, you go whoosh, and try to whip it with the magic whip. It's the whip up, right?
Yeah. 15.
15.
I think I'm at disadvantage because of the poison effect. So.
That was with disadvantage.
Yes.
So with disadvantage, you hit.
Oh, cool.
You are poisoned. You feel this like sickening. Like the closer you get to it, it's worse. Like you feel like you're gonna hurl, but you fight through it and whoosh, and try to whip the ghost, and you do so.
8 slashing damage.
And interestingly, it connects like it's corporeal. This magic weapon, and so you see like
Nothing's within 5 feet of it because it's 10 foot up in the air, so it's not.
No.
Right, okay.
So just the whip damage.
Just making sure.
And how much was it again?
8.
8. Yeah. Takes every bit of it.
Yeah.
8.
By the way, every time I use feline agility, I imagine that you butt wiggle.
She's gotta do the butt wiggle.
You got it.
Yeah.
Because you can't move the other two.
Yeah, you have to stand still.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
So
It's
then
a
I'm
vaccine
I love
butt
doing the
wiggle.
butt wiggle.
Yeah, it's definitely a butt wiggle. It's a 6-second butt wiggle.
A normal length.
Gotta
butt
charge it
wiggle.
up, yeah.
A charge rep. I wonder if that's what they were thinking
maybe.
when they invented that.
Then I'm gonna disengage as a bonus action and retreat back 30 feet.
Well, it's not within melee of you. So you
oh,
don't-
I guess I didn't
you don't
even need
ha-
to take the feline agility, but I did anyway. So I'll.
Well, if you want to get back 30 feet, you do.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what
or
I'm
you
gonna
could dat. I'll say. Well, it's free. It recharges if you don't move again, right?
do. Yeah.
And you don't have it because you just moved. You can use it. You don't have to use your bonus action. You want to use your bonus action to do anything else? The rope itself is up.
30 feet back. Is there anywhere I could hide? Like, is there anywhere in here? No.
It's essentially a circle, with the middle of which is the stagnant water, and then the edges of the wall are this like diamondy filament fiberglass stuff that would hurt your hands if you touched it.
Okay. No, that's all I'm gonna do then.
Okay. And the mist around. So top of the round, Isabella, and then Isaac, if you want to do anything after her turn.
So we can see the ghost?
You can see the
No?
ghost and its frightening visage above, and you just sort of like look at it curiously.
I want to try to slash at it.
You want to try to slash at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so with her claw,
Yeah.
it's 10 feet away.
Could I, like...
You can jump.
I was going to say, can I try to jump?
You can always try to jump.
Yeah.
I'd say that you can jump high enough to. You can dunk with
Let's go!
with her. Like, what's your strength? It's 6, right?
My strength is low. It's
yeah,
8.
but she. You're,
My dexterity's high.
right. I'll say. Yeah, she can. She's your when, especially in Alter Self. I mean, you use her physicality for a lot of this. So I'll say you can jump high enough to try to hit it.
Okay.
And I'll just say it gives it +2 to its AC because it's a difficult hit.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll an attack as you try to jump up and.
Ooh. The immense bow.
Okay.
Use it.
Use the DM inspo.
Hey. So that is
Take it
a
back when you're done.
22 to hit.
A 22 to hit definitely hits the ghost.
So. Uh, 8 slashing damage.
8 slashing damage.
And also, I'm gonna put salt in my mouth too. I forgot. But I want to put salt after.
I'll say a bonus action. Yeah, that's what you did with a bonus action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that makes sense. So 3 rounds of protection against possession.
Yeah.
Okay. And how much damage did you do?
8 slashing.
8 more slashing. Okay, it wasn't. I second guessed it because he did 8. So, or she did 8. You didn't do it.
I did do 8.
You did do 8?
Yeah, with my point blank shot.
Yeah, but it was on the body. You all did 8 damage. That's why I'm so
I did
confused.
it to the body, not to the
Yeah.
ghost, though.
Wow. Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
damn, am I sure I heard that
rolled
right?
2
And I
twos
second guessed
and it's-
myself. Yeah.
And it's +4, so.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, so you do 8 damage. You slash through, and again, it takes this damage. You can feel like it doesn't feel like flesh, but you definitely feel a little drag in those claws as you rake through it, and it sort of reacts to it. Its incorporeal self sort of moving around. And that's your turn and your bonus action. Do you want to move at all as you jump up?
No, I'm gonna stay between the ghost and the necklace.
Okay.
bits.
So you see Isabella like squat for a second in an unnatural way, and then just go and slash up, and then land back on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And then you see like boop, boop, some of her eyes around the back of her head like focus up. And Isaac, anything you want to do in your
Just gonna
turn?
check on Rennie. That's
Okay,
all.
so you run over to the land beast. I want to call it the truck really bad. You run over to the land beast and you look through the window, and she's there just like holding the salt next to her mouth, and she goes, like, do I have to take this?
Just wanna make sure she's okay.
And she just like looks out the window. Okay, so that's your turn. It is the ghost's turn, and as it gets hit by you, it is going to. You've taken damage from this?
Nope.
You haven't?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'll say at this point, it sees what you're doing and it doesn't want you to do that. You're grabbed and took one of those in there. It's going to, at first, rush towards you and try to grab your face and say, "Stop!" With a natural 18, it absolutely hits you. You take 18 necrotic damage as you feel, and I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw. Just a wisdom saving throw.
15.
15. As this happens, you're covered in Mistress's physicality, and a lot of the hit points that you have are her hit points, right? And you feel her recoil within you. You can feel the whole body like inside of you, and you feel Mr. Buttons want to leave, but he stays attached to you, allowing you to maintain your dark vision.
I also need to roll a concentration.
Roll a concentration check on what?
Alter. Wait, no.
We decided that
That
that's
won't
part
count.
of your pact. You don't have to
Okay.
maintain concentration on it still. It felt bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, it costs a slot, but none of the other stuff. So
I have 5 hit points.
you have 5 hit points, and on top of that, it does that, and then it disappears into the wall behind you. Do you want to make an opportunity attack?
Yes.
Okay, so it leaves your range,
Absolutely.
and it
17 to hit.
17 to hit hits.
Slashing. 11 slashing damage.
11.
Much better.
But,
Just
Yeah.
a little pissed off.
You-
Isabella's gonna make a swipe back at that.
you slash back hard, and as it disappears into the wall behind the body, it lets out this like, and then it disappears behind. You can't see it. That's the ghost turn. Soren, you're up.
How much of that shell is like blown away by now?
The face is gone, and there's a hole in the chest the size of a softball.
Okay.
Mostly because, like, once the bullet went in, the pressure didn't really have any place to go, and it sort of shattered like the front of this.
Right.
Hi, buddy.
I want to try and expose more of it, so I'm gonna take another shot.
Okay. Go ahead.
Uh, 9.
9. You shoot at it, and the bullet does not seem to penetrate further. You hit like a thick part of it on the shoulder, where it's against the wall, and it just makes sort of a just a spark, I guess, against the wall. Anything you want to do with your bonus action?
No, I don't have a bonus action.
Okay. All right. Movement. Ink moved forward, and then she moved right back, and you're stuck there.
That's fine.
Okay. It is Ink's turn. Do you want to do anything?
So the ghost retreated somewhere. Or
It moved into the wall
Yeah.
away from.
Okay, so it's
her.
not visible at the moment. How far away is the body?
30 feet. It's on the other side of the
Don't
room.
seem too beat up about it.
Okay, I'm gonna
What?
take a
I
shot
put
at
the
the.
chest that my friends are gonna die trying to destroy a petrified corpse.
And sister.
I'm gonna take a shot at the body from here.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack.
This is a steady shot.
you can
since
Got
I'm
lots
not
of money on
moving
my
this
body,
round.
so-
If you're not moving.
No. I have disadvantage because I'm still poisoned. Was I
5
supposed
silver,
to roll
3
against
copper.
the poison at any point? But no. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
Pretty much when you leave the area of the stench, you can.
12.
12 will hit the body.
Okay.
Go and roll damage.
Is it just an extra D6 when you're standing still? Or I guess it's just D6, right?
I think it's an extra damage die. Yeah. Always classic. That might be your quote.
Just
That's on
sigh.
your tombstone. Just a recording of that.
It's weird because I'm not
It's your
actually
number one
miserable all the
noise.
time. That's a self caricature. I'm actually pretty happy. 12 piercing damage.
12 piercing damage, absolutely, as you shoot, seeing what Soren's doing, and you blast off a big portion of the torso here. There's plenty of surface area here, but the poison condition continues, as you only expose more goop from the inside of this. And you can see the body is pulled away a little bit from the like shell it's built up, as it withered and petrified within. It's kind of a strange sight. Anything you want to do with your bonus action?
Nope.
Okay. Top of the round, Isabella. You are no longer holding the necklace, but you see the necklace hanging there in like the cavity of this goop chest now. It's just a golden necklace.
Is it easier to maybe pull it up
You could try.
off of the
You
thing?
can try now, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Oh boy. Hey.
I'll say with advantage, just because it's not your athletics and it's a simple move.
17.
17. She grabs it and with your arm you rip up and there's like a caked on like neck flesh putrefaction and then the pieces of moon plague that have attached to the skin on the back of the necklace and are
Like come
sort of
with
around
it?
It's sort of like, yeah, you peel off parts of the
Ew.
body because it's settled into the body with this necklace. But yeah, you pull it out and it has 2 of these orange orbs on it, one of which is in your pocket.
Alright, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, okay. And so what do you say? I mean, you have this. You used your action to do that. You have bonus action, which lets you yell if you'd like.
We should get out of here. And then I'm going to use my movement to get, to try to climb up the rope as much
The
as
rope is pulled up.
Oh, fuck. Isaac!
You hear that. It is your turn. It's now the end of your turn. So you go. You stop checking on Rini and you look at her and you hear Isaac and you go and you start running and it takes your movement to get there and you use your action to toss that down. Okay, you and the rope at the end of your turn reaches the bottom and it is 75
90.
90 feet.
No, it'd be 95.
90.
Because you said it was.
Well, plus 15 feet from
Yeah.
the land beast, so 95 minus 15, 80.
Mhm.
So it's 80 feet down. So there's a series of events that will have to try to occur for you to get it. You can try to move the land beast closer if you'd like to try,
If it comes to it.
or you could try to figure out another way to add length to that, including but not limited to sliding down the rope yourself and trying to help people up. It is up to you. So, you have a bonus action, no movement. Is there anything you want to do? You can yell, you can...
Nope.
Okay, so the rope, it comes down and you watch. It is the ghost's turn, and it doesn't seem to arrive at any point. Next up, Soren.
Okay.
We get up and Marini's just possessed.
Fuck it, we'll do it. I'm gonna douse the body in my lantern oil.
Okay, you spend an action to douse the body in lantern oil.
And then, if that's an action, I can't light it yet. So, okay. So that'll be my turn.
Okay, it's... Not bad. It is, yeah, I smashed it. I got very, Italian.
Animated.
The lantern oil is spread over it. You throw the vial, and you both can see sort of where this is going. And there's nothing else you want to do with your bonus action or movement. And you can see that the rope is sort of hanging and lightly swinging in the center, rough center of this place, sort of off to the side, the closest side towards the
Not yet.
land beast. Okay. Ink, you are up.
I'm within 30 feet still.
30 feet of what?
The body.
It'd be really hard to get away from any further than that, as the walls are that far away.
No, I was gonna go towards the body.
Yeah, you can get.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to. Did I see him pour the thing on it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out the lighter that I got when we got the Molotov cocktails.
Sure.
And I'm gonna
And you're gonna try to light the body?
Yeah.
Roll me a sleight of hand check to make sure you don't get lit at all.
Good thing you're in water.
Ooh, I'm at a disadvantage. But I am in water, so
She is
we're
covered in very flammable fur, though.
Yeah,
Well,
but
it's not that flammable. Cats don't just erupt and flame all the time.
That's you know, if I wasn't at disadvantage, I wouldn't have gotten the nat 1. But I did get a nat 1, which makes it a 6.
Okay, so here's what happens. You move over toward it, and you fiddle with the thing,
My goodness.
This is why
and then
use
you
magic.
it drops bloop, into the water.
Great.
Oh my god.
So you grab it out of the water, and that wick is wet.
Good job.
It still sparks, though, like the sparky part.
It certainly still sparks.
I got it. Don't set yourself on fire.
As you sort of fuck.
disappointed Dad Soren. I got it. Don't light yourself on fire.
Isabella, you are up.
Soren
Unless you
seems
had
to
a
have this
bonus action.
handled. I'm gonna climb up this rope.
I'm trying. Well, it's how you gonna get there.
What do you mean?
It's 20 feet.
It's 20 feet from the bottom, which means it's 15 feet away from you, roughly.
Oh, there's another spider.
She just keeps batting them towards you.
Floppies!
Actually, easier way to get out. Ink, would you climb on top of me and get out of here?
Sure.
Okay. So,
And I'm gonna take a potion as well.
okay, so you take a potion, and Ink's like, okay, and she's about ready to go over there. Isaac, it's your turn. Just watching.
Waiting it out.
'Kay.
Watching and waiting.
And as you wait and you look over, you hear very faintly in the vehicle, you hear like a, and then you turn around to see the sound, and right in front of you, out of the ground,
Fuck.
is the ghost,
Don't have time for salt.
and it is
Bro, if you...
its horrifying visage just screams in front of you. I need you to make me a wisdom saving
One
throw.
of two ways, guys. I either go down the hole or I stay up. Well, I assume a 10 isn't good enough.
A 10 wisdom save is not good enough. As
Do
for
you
the
not have
first,
anything?
a 10. Okay,
I
that's good.
used what I had.
You want a 10.
I got a 6 plus.
If you're
one
gonna
of my
fail,
dice
you want
plus
like a 10 or
3.
so.
Uh-oh.
How much did you guys fail by the? Oh, you didn't. No, I remember thinking about it. So you are immediately scared of it. It is 5 feet away from you. The pit is behind you,
Why are you
5
also
feet.
scared of everything?
And you're standing there, and suddenly you
We have a
have
sense of
never
mortality.
seen. You have never seen a spirit. You have never seen a ghost.
functionally.
And when you do see it, there's something about the thought of being trapped after dying and being trapped and bound to this that is so profoundly horrifying to you. It's part empathy, it's part like selfishness, and it's part survival. You look into this thing and you see a possibility for your own undeath, and you freak out. You just start freaking out. You're hyperventilating. You are a person of control usually. And you hear from above Isaac actually scream. "Ah!" A horrifying scream, and that is the ghost's turn as it floats in
Yay.
front of you. It used all its it
go
dashed
backwards, though.
dashed
That's a W.
through the tunnel, or the invisibly up through and then over, and use all its movement to get to you. So that's all it can do. Soren, you hear this from above. What do you want to do?
I'm just going to snap my fingers and prestidigitate a flame onto the oil.
How far can you prestidigitate flame from
10
you?
feet.
Yeah. You. And there's a little spark, and the fleshy bits that you covered with the stuff go and start to crackle, and it starts to do this like crackle of flame, and the light becomes dimmed. And you can see the room starts to sparkle. It starts to refract this light. It's much brighter than you thought it was going to be, as this beautiful array of like filamenty, diamondy things crawl up the walls about 50 feet before it starts to stop growing on the sides, probably away from the source of this original impact. And you can see all around you bones of critters that have fallen in and gotten lost and stopped. You can see all around the bottom of this place coins that people have flicked in, or little pebbles or trash. Lots of bullshit down here randomly that you could root around in if you wanted to. But what do you want to do in this scenario as it starts to crackle? And as this starts to crackle, in front of you, you see the ghost start to make these noises of uncomfort, and you can hear this. But it doesn't instantly dissipate this ghost.
Yeah. I'm probably just going to stand and watch it burn for the rest of this round.
Okay, you stand and start watching it burn as it... And the thing about light is that it causes shadows. And in the shadows of this space, as the ghost burns, you can almost hear the voices in your head around you in the shadows. Yes. Yes. So, that's the end of your turn. Ink.
Why did you like that?
So I see things like dissipating and everything.
No.
I thought you said that the stuff cleared up so that we could see the stuff underneath.
Dissipating.
No,
Dissipa-
it's just lit now.
Oh, okay,
There's light
okay,
coming from the
sorry.
body as it's
Oh,
being
yeah,
it's
yeah,
on
yeah,
flame
yeah.
because
Duh.
he doused it in fuel and stuff, and then on the walls where those diamondy
Gotcha.
sort of filaments are, it's refracting the light and it's
Yeah.
really shiny in here.
Okay.
But you do see a bunch of shit in the water
Yeah.
that people have thrown in from the sinkhole.
As I'm walking towards her, because she told me to, can I see if there's anything on the way that I can
Roll
like,
investigation check.
My brother's in danger. Get your ass up there!
grab? It's a little better. 11?
Damn rogues.
11 investigation.
Yeah.
I'll see you. The most noticeable thing in here is a handful of coins that are just sort of like on the ground. You can go through and like grab a few if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay, roll me just a d20 to see how lucky your swipe is.
11.
Okay.
Ever the scavenger.
I'm gonna go like this. This is what you get. I don't know.
This is gold.
Okay.
It's
1,
pretty
2,
good.
3, 14.
14.
Yeah,
There you
got
go.
a platinum
Got a
in there,
platy out
so-
of it. Okay. It's surprising to me that someone would toss a platinum down there, but it's
It was
funny.
a bougie person. They were out in the woods finding
Or it could be-
themselves.
Maybe they tripped and fell.
It could be out of the pocket of this person. You don't
Yeah.
know. Okay, so that's what you do. Then you go over to Isabella, and she's standing underneath the rope, and you climb up her,
Yeah, I'm gonna give her a lift, basically.
and you're gonna try to give her a boost to try
Yeah.
to grab the rope. So with advantage, you can make an acrobatics or athletics check to grab the rope, because she is helping boost you up. And you can jump that high, and because she's using the physicality of Mistress, she can give you a decent boost.
23.
23, and with that, you grab the bottom of it. Are you gonna stay there so you can help people up?
Yeah.
Okay. Not crazy strong, but you have a good grip on it, and you're on one of the knots.
There's a rope between her and I, too.
There is a rope between. You're attached to a rope that he's attached to.
I'll take.
Oh, yeah.
I guess we're still in
Well,
combat.
no,
I don't
it
have
might
actions.
actually be
That'll
good
be
to
helpful,
keep
yeah.
it to get him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. At the top of the round, it's Isabella, and you can hear Isaac. "Ah!" At
yeah,
the top.
I need to get up there fast. Fuck.
You hear Mistress say, "He's in trouble."
Can I use ink to grab her and
That's what
climb
she's
up?
for.
Yeah. Can I?
You can try. I'll say that you can make an athletics or acrobatics check to try to reach her.
My only other idea
Mhm.
to get to this was to try to use my claws
To
to
climb
dig
the
into
wall.
the wall to climb the
You
wall.
can absolutely try. But I will tell you that it does cause damage.
To me?
The mistress, who is you,
Yeah.
your symbiote. So yes and no.
Um,
It wouldn't cause it to just your hands, but you don't have a climbing speed, so it'd
Yeah.
take a series of rolls. So this is the trade-off. It's like you
Could
can't. I
could
love the idea of you going and
Yeah.
sticking into a wall.
Could
so
I climb into the wall to go above Ink and get onto the rope?
you can try.
I want to do that.
Okay, so I'll say for every 15 feet of movement, every 10 feet of movement, because it's easier to count. Every 10 feet of movement, you take 1d4 piercing damage.
All right.
Okay.
We're going as much as movement as I can get.
You can go. You can
Sprinting if I have to.
make me an acrobatics or athletics check for her. To see how fast she gets up here.
Fuck. 6.
6. Okay, so I'll say you can move half your speed. So you can go 15 feet.
Okay.
So you take 4 piercing damage. I mean, it's hard for her. So aren't you? So you're 15 feet up, which means that I mean you have 4 hit points, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No.
Oh, I thought you said you had 8 hit points left.
No, I had 5 earlier. I took a potion.
Oh, that's what it was. So you're in that. You could try to leap across, but I mean she's right under that. If you roll in that one, I'm just gonna let you know.
I'm hurting Ink.
You're not hurting her, but she will have. You might both fall.
Yeah. Okay.
It's up to you.
We're leaping.
Leap. You leap off and try to grab it. So give me a. I'll call this a dexterity saving throw.
That is
Push off the wall.
22.
And you grab, and the whole thing starts to swing. But you're on it.
Sorry, I'm a little heavy. Do I have any movement left, or did I
No,
use
you
all
just
of it?
use all your movement to climb
Okay.
and to jump.
You
can use your. I'll say this takes your action too. You have a bonus action.
I keep thinking about using like a moon chip or a potion or something, but
Moon chips do cause healing.
yeah.
It's a boniac.
We'll hold on to that. That's
You
it.
can go into the cycle, by the way. 0 hit points doesn't make you
Yeah,
not
I
be
know.
able to do anything. So reminding you guys that 0 hit points isn't the end of combat for you.
We're just gonna. Yep, that's it. That's
Okay.
all I can do.
All right. So although you do get terribly debilitated, but that's the point. So that's the end of yours. Isaac, it is your turn. You are scared. What this says is you're just under the frightened condition.
You can't willingly move closer.
You can't
to
willingly
the
move
creature.
closer to it, and you have disadvantage on attacks to it. But other
As
than
long as
that,
it's
you
in
can
sight.
do things. It's in between you and the vehicle, however. So
Is it like 5 feet away from me?
it's right in front. It's like right in front of you, and the vehicle's behind it.
Okay. I'm just gonna take a panic scared swing with the grappling hook.
Sure, you with an improvised weapon attack. So with your this is a strength actually.
That's actually better than Dex, so that's good.
Really?
I have 10
His
strength, 6
dex
Dex.
is worse.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I forgot I wasn't backwards.
Well, I assume a 6 isn't gonna hit the ghost.
A 6 won't
so-
hit, but you panic. That was with disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
You panic swing. You have movement and a bonus action.
I can't go that way, so
You can't go that way. You can go down, or you can stand your ground, and it just depends. You can't. You don't have to take any actions that would harm you, so you don't like jump in the hole or
Yeah.
anything. But or you try to go
I
around
was
the
like,
hole.
can I take like a wide berth?
You can go around. It will get an opportunity attack.
Yeah.
As you move out of its space. So
No, I'll just stay here.
okay, you stay here and you just sort of try to keep it back. You do have some salt.
Yeah, no.
Did you want to with your bonus action do
Yeah.
the salt?
Yeah,
You-
yeah.
So you get 3 rounds of that. Yours ends on this turn, right? And yours ends the turn after. You
yes.
have 3 rounds. Okay.
When I take the salt, I'm gonna yell, "Ready, salt!" as I take it.
Okay. You and you just have some salt underneath your tongue dissolving. which is good because the ghost just got its possession back.
Oh no.
And instead of doing that, it has begun to be lit on fire. Like its body is being lit on fire. And so it goes straight down. So you do get an opportunity attack if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll take one.
Disadvantage because you're still frightened. Wait, you can actually wait before you do that.
What's up?
Roll me a save at the end of your
Okay.
wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom. Natural 17, so 20.
You, as it leaves, are no longer frightened. So you can make this with, like you've gotten a chance. Your brain is very analytical. You've gotten a chance to relax for a second. And as that happened, you realize it's not trying to get to you. It's trying to leave, and that gives you confidence again. You're no longer scared. You're immune to the effect, and make another attack, not with disadvantage.
7.
7 doesn't hit as you swing down, but it disappears in. It's going to use all of its movement to try to move down. You know it's coming for them.
Yeah.
I will say, as a little bit, you can also warn them.
Yeah.
And you can...
It's coming!
And you can tell that it's coming down. So that's the ghost turn. Soren, it is your turn. You stood there and watched it burn. It has ignited. It is not fully dissipated the body. Of course, it takes some time. What do you want to do? Ink and Isabella are up on the rope, and it's sort of swinging side to side a little bit. You are attached to the rope that Ink is on, so when it swings initially, there's a little bit of a tug at your hip as you get pulled over, but the swing slows. It's not slowed all the way, but what do you want to do?
I'm gonna re-up on my salt
Sure.
from the pouch.
Okay, so you take some salt and bonus action salt.
And
3
then
more rounds of lack of possession.
Can I climb the rope?
You can try. You have to get to it. How do you want to get to it?
I just want to get like up to Ink's level at least.
So you want to use Ink's rope
if I
to
can.
climb. You can make an athletics or acrobatics check to climb. You need to make me a strength saving throw to hold on to the rope.
Question. The salt, does it start on that last turn? Or does it start the
It
next
starts
turn?
on the turn you take it.
Okay.
So that it's one
So I have
round,
2
and
left.
then at the end of your next turn, it's one more round.
Okay.
So it protects you for
Yeah, mine
Yeah.
runs out on my turn.
8.
I got a flat 10.
a flat 10. You start pulling yourself up, and then you feel that, and you start sliding down, and you are essentially on her shoulders now.
God damn it.
As you pull up, and you're able to get to the bottom of the rope, but there's nowhere to go.
Okay.
And so you're all stacked at the bottom of this rope as it sort of starts to swing. Although you stabilize it a little bit, but once you're up on there and she falls,
Wouldn't it push against one wall? Okay, I'm trying to
it's
imagine
not.
this.
No.
physics
Okay, so
wise.
the hole is here, and then it widens, so it's hanging like 15 feet. It's like 15 feet away from
It's
the
like
wall.
a bottle opening.
Yeah.
Opens up.
So it's hanging over the edge that's closer. Does that make sense? The walls inside
So it's
here.
hitting like
It's-
the
it's
whole edge,
just
but
like
It's
the
hitting the
it's
whole edge, the
wider
lip of the
down here.
hole. It's not hitting the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Um.
Any more clarification I need to give for the scene?
I didn't know it bottlenecked that hard.
It doesn't really bottleneck and taper. It goes like this.
Ah.
Can I?
Seems like there's like a boom, and then it carved out
So
some
something
space.
that was a little cavernous, and then the thin ground collapsed.
This is an impact site, but it's not a crater.
Yeah.
A lot of what happened is, and I'll say you have a loose understanding of this, and you don't really know why. Some pieces of the moon came down with such force that they punch holes in weak spots. And instead of creating like a blast or an
cavern,
explosion,
yeah.
it just makes a hole and settles somewhere. And so there are sinkholes all around the world. In fact, there were some sinkholes that I think you got information on nearer Ebon Falls. I could be wrong, but there are around Ebon Falls some sinkholes. Anyway,
Can I use my action to salt Ink by giving her a potion? Basically, just.
yeah, I'd say
Okay.
you're actually under her.
Okay.
So no,
Then I'll
You're not
just
close enough.
like hold it up to them and just.
you can pass it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can pass it up to her.
Salt?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ink needs some salt too.
As he holds up the like little packet, and you can essentially grab that as a free action.
Okay.
on that turn since he's using part of it. And then you can start passing it up. But anything else
So
you
my
want to
ink
do?
is above me?
Ink is above you on the rope. No, I'm sorry.
I thought I jumped over her.
I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong.
Oh, okay.
Ink, you jumped over her. I forget that you were. Yeah.
I climbed
You
up
don't
the
do a lot
wall
of
so I could
leaping, and
jump
so I
over.
scrambled you in my brain. I'm wrong. You can, as an action, I'll say as an action, hand it up to her, and there's a free action she can take some salt.
Okay.
That will start at the beginning of your next turn, just so we can count it better. But yeah, I'll say that works because you're actually above her.
Okay. I'll just say,
Yeah.
put some of this in your mouth and hold it. It'll keep the ghost from possessing you.
I've heard that line before.
So, anything else?
No, that's all right.
Ink, you're up. As it crackles, you take some of the salt really quick and just hold that, and you're just trying to climb.
Yep.
She's above you a little bit, so go ahead and just because he's there, another strength save.
I'm so good at those.
I believe in you.
Because going up is much harder than going down.
5.
5? Nothing bad happens, but you don't make a lot of progress. As you climb up essentially to where she is, and at that point, there's too much tension on the rope for you to exceed, unless you want to undo the Soren rope.
Do I have a hold on the rope?
You have a hold on both ropes right now.
Okay.
I mean, one of them's around your waist,
Yeah, then-
and you were pulling yourself up towards her with it, and then you grabbed the other rope. So you have the one rope attached to her, and you have another rope that's just all the way to the top.
Okay. Yeah,
Like-
just cut us free so you can go.
Yeah. Can I pull out my dagger and just...
Do you want to cut it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are holding on to the other rope.
I have
now,
the other
right?
rope,
Okay,
too.
just making
Okay,
sure.
so you cut the loop of this.
Can't wait for one of you to fall, and that would have been a good idea.
Hilarious.
Pete.
And I'll say, if you spend some time doing that, you can use your movement to climb.
Okay.
And for you, without anybody on you, movement. So you get 30 feet up if you want.
Okay.
Do you want to use a bonus action to use your action cut?
Sure, I'll bonus action dash.
Okay, so you get 60 feet. You have a climbing speed, so up the rope goes Ink. 20 feet, so you're 80 feet. So at the end of your next turn, you could get 10 feet onto land.
She's just climbing over me.
Yeah, she climbs real quick over you. Okay,
I don't know
so
if I could pull myself up.
that's Ink's turn. The body continues to crackle. And then Isabella, it's your turn. You know this ghost is coming for you guys. You know it's coming because you have lit the body on fire
Okay.
and you took its shit. It died for this necklace.
Isaac, can you pull us up? And then I'm gonna also try to climb while asking that. So
Okay, you just use your movement.
yeah,
Half of
dashing.
it. Dashing. I'll say with also because you're on a rope and it has knots and this is the point. Turn back
Dehumidifier.
on.
Yeah.
You can press the power button on it. Turn off if you want. Should be right behind this. I'll say you can make a strength saving throw to try to go, or an athletics check to try to go a little bit faster, or you can go half speed with her physicality up this rope, which is fast. Soren will not get this benefit. That is quite
We'll go
fast
with
on a rope.
hers. Yeah.
Okay. So with a dash, you go 30 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's it? Boniacs?
Do I take this?
You want to?
Fuck it, yeah, I will
There's
take
more
it.
where that came from. Okay. So you take...
Ooh, max roll. Hell
Okay.
yeah.
So you get 10 back. Right? Normal one? Yeah.
I forgot to add the bonus from this one. It was 44 plus 4, right?
You did 44.
No, I had a 4 one that I used earlier. I put it back over here.
Oh, this one. Roll
Yeah.
again.
I didn't add the...
Roll again if you didn't add it.
Wait, no, I added the 10.
You
Oh, you didn't add the
I
plus
just
4.
added... Yeah, I didn't add the
so
plus
I
4.
did 4. That's fine, yeah.
I'm actually at 15.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're in better shape than you thought you were. You still want to take that potion then, knowing that you could have had 4 extra?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so that's your turn.
So that almost puts me to
Isaac, it is your turn.
does.
She said, pull us up. The ghost is gone. The winch is there, or you can grab the rope. The winch goes at a normal speed, and you don't have to make any roll, but it only goes 10 feet around. If you want to try to pull it, we'll see how far that goes.
I mean, winch is the
Winch is
I
play.
can't pull 3 people on a rope by myself.
You-
I'm 200
you
something
can't.
pounds
I mean, I know I
alone.
The
Good.
monster within you might be able
Yeah.
to.
You'd have to shoot
Fuck it,
yourself
yeah,
up.
let's do it.
Okay, so you see the situation. You get yourself. I'm changing that to a bonus action, by the way.
Yeah, being an action feels kind of.
Yeah. I'd mentioned this to you before. It's a bonus action.
Okay.
So you into your neck, and you ruin your clothes again, and
Kinda
you go
rage.
over to this, and because your strength is now 20.
16.
What?
16? My intelligence is only 16.
Oh fuck!
So it
true.
swaps with 16.
I forgot your intelligence wasn't maxed
Yeah.
out. Your
But
strength.
everything, like my carrying weight and everything goes up. So
Yeah, you have a carrying weight thing. So I will say that this. I'll say with advantage you can make an athletics check. As you grab this and start trying to pull this rope up with all your friends on it.
15 plus 3, so 18.
18. Okay, I'll say everybody moves. I'll say by the end of this, you essentially do double the winch.
Okay.
20 feet. So at the end of this, Ink's head peeks out from the top and she can start climbing out of the hole. So that's what happens with your action and your bonus action. I'm assuming you don't want to move?
Nope.
Actually, you could grab this and try to run.
Fuck it, yeah, let's do that.
You grab this and start trying to churn your legs. Roll me a strength saving throw. And I'll let you guys react to this. As it comes out.
Oh, it's Darwin pushing the
14.
14.
Again.
You grab the rope and sort of put it on your shoulder and then dig into the ground. Trying to move. You're much like a football player pulling one of those big ropes in there. They're crazy off-season workouts. And you start pulling, and I'll say you get another. What was it?
14.
14. I'll say you get another 10 feet out of that as he moves this. You get essentially up to 5 feet away from the truck. It's about as far as you can go.
Okay.
You are 10 feet out of the hole and like have scrambled up. So all of you have risen 30 feet, essentially full movement. So you're 60 feet up. You were just at the bottom of the rope, right? Okay. So at the end of Isaac's turn, it is the ghost's turn. And it is not happy that this is occurring. It flies out of the wall and over towards Soren, who lit it on fire. And at first you can feel it trying to get in and trying to possess. It has it back now. But the salt is keeping it away as it sort of tries to touch you, and there's almost like a film that it can't pass through. It is divinely locked away. And it instead is going to try to hurt you. So it's going to make an attack.
That's fair.
Because it has no other recourse besides trying to stop you. It can't put out its own body fire. So in a panic, it reaches towards you, trying to use its withering touch. Your AC is 11.
Yep.
I rolled a 10. Huge. As that salt still tries to, it keeps some of its ability to attack away, and you can see that the fire burning on this thing is making parts of the chest like melt away of the incorporeal ghostly form. It doesn't have long to act. Soren, it is your turn, however. You are on the rope. Moving away from it and out of its range will give it an opportunity attack as it tries to grab at your ankles. So what do you want to do? Next up is Ink, by the way. You're at the top.
It's still like present, right? Sitting there at the moment.
Just petting the boy.
Patting the boy.
Still present?
Yeah, it didn't like. fall
Yeah,
off.
it's still right in
Okay.
front of you. It used essentially all its speed to get away from Isaac and then get to you across.
Okay.
So, had a little more movement, but
I'm gonna try Phantasmal Force on it. And make it perceive me like I'm glowing with the sun's radiance.
interesting. Okay, so to try to push it away and essentially try to.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and make me. Is it an intelligence save or a wisdom?
It's intelligence.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah, that fails.
Okay, so go ahead and roll damage, right? Psychic damage?
Got him.
Bro, they kicked
If
Bonk
it
him out.
would perceive itself as taking damage from sunlight.
If it were perceive itself taking damage from, it doesn't take damage from sunlight, but it
Or like
definitely.
radiant energy.
Provided the illusion is of a creature or hazard that could logically deal damage.
Okay, it's not like scared of being hurt by the light. But you know what? It rolled low intelligence. I'll say it perceives it more like, because it doesn't know it's light when it you just go like this and you're the light of the sun to it. That mimics a fireball in my head, like in the flash of some sort of harming thing. I'll say you can roll damage,
Okay.
especially because it's being lit on fire. And it had those fireball necklaces that you could have tried to use on it.
6 fire.
That's all that
It's 1d6
Phantasmal
each
Force
turn,
does?
1d6. Well, it's technically 1d6 psychic. But yeah, it deals 1d6 damage each round.
Okay. And yeah, it does take that damage. It is not immune to...
Interesting that ghosts aren't immune to psychic damage.
I mean, psychics interact... I dropped it again.
That's true. That's
Psychics
true.
interact with ghosts all the time and defeat them, so... Yeah.
And defeat them.
Defeat them.
Is that true in Pokemon too? Are psychic weak to ghost or vice versa?
There is
Ghost
actually
psychic.
ghost psychic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have never dropped this.
So yeah, actually,
and I've
that
done it
makes
twice
sense.
today.
Ghosts are weak to psychic.
Okay, so it
That all
takes...
makes sense.
We should just base all of this off Pokemon, right?
I agree.
No, Randy will be too good at this game if we base it on
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it takes that damage. Doesn't like that at all as you send out this bad thought to it.
Okay, then I'm just gonna focus on climbing.
Okay, so you use your movement. I need you to make me an acrobatics or athletics check. I'll say, I mean, this is raw strength at this point. It's athletics check.
Okay.
I mean, you're just gym class, which I never did. We never did that.
Nope.
Horrifying. Not very good.
1.
1. You make it 5 feet.
Okay.
And just gassed. So you make it 5 feet up. Way easy to go down on a rope. Not easy to go up it.
I didn't go down on it.
You did just jump. Okay, it is Ink's turn. You are up and out of the hole and 10 feet towards the truck, and you just see Isaac's hulking form pulling the rope as it digs into the ground.
From here, do I see Rini in the car?
No, she just ducked down underneath the window.
Okay. Can I just get closer to the car to check and make sure like she's cool?
Okay, you get up there, and so you use 10 feet to look in, and she goes,
It's all good. The ghost is almost dead.
you can hear her sort of going like, "Our ghost's already dead," and then you, what do you want to do?
I'm just gonna stand here and hold. I'm gonna hold my action in case the ghost does come back for whatever reason and gets anywhere near the car.
What do you want to do? What action
Whip.
are you holding?
Whip,
You're holding
sorry.
your whip?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how in your Foley, Ink has little clacky claws when she runs.
Yeah. Isabella, you are, I'll say you're 30 feet away from the entrance. The hole.
Let's go.
Classic.
Sprint. Yeah, I missed this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna sprint the fuck up this rope.
Okay, so
With
you
all my movement.
you do get to the edge.
Ah!
and you grab the lip of this Isaac. You're up.
Well, can I unhook the brake on the car?
Wait, do I see the ghost anywhere?
You see the ghost below you. Oh yeah.
Hold on.
See the ghost below you about 50 or well, yeah, if you're at the top about 50 feet where Soren is.
I had to sprint, didn't I? To get out.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
That's it? You do see it though.
Do I see him and I know he's okay now that he's a lizard?
You can't miss him.
Alright.
Can't miss me.
You have grabbed with the claw and you look up and you do see him holding it.
Okay.
You wanted to undo the brake?
Yeah, I'm gonna drag the car backwards. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator, just fucking pull it backwards.
Okay.
Big monster.
You
man.
can do this a couple different ways.
Okay.
You could do it yourself. You could try to tell Rini to do so and just point it out. How do you want to do that?
Well, Ink's right there too, so anyway I could
Ink,
tell her.
it'd wait for Ink's turn, but
Okay,
you
yeah.
could stage yourself behind it and start.
Well, I want to try to get it before.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do it myself as I'm moving to the back of the car.
Okay. You have to open the door. It'll take your action.
Oh, okay. I don't take an action to open a door.
That takes your action to open the door, look for the
Oh, that
parking
makes
brake,
sense, yeah,
pull
yeah.
the parking brake,
Um,
turn it off, and then get to the back and
I
before.
guess I'll try to instruct Rita to do it as I'm walking to the back of the car.
Okay, so you tell her all she's gonna have to do is make an intelligence saving throw, or just intelligence check, essentially, to hear your instructions.
Okay.
You know where it's at. You eventually tell her. You go around. Hey, there's this thing, and then you get to the back of the truck, and you grab both sides of the land beast, like up under the part, and you just start pulling.
Just pick it up and pull.
Start. Go ahead and roll me a strength saving throw.
Last dice of the day. 25.
25 as you do hear this of the parking brake being successfully undone as the whole back lifts up and you hear from the inside of the vehicle as you and you start moving this again. You move it another, I'll say initially 5 feet, helping Soren up, but once you gain momentum it will progressively get higher. As this first part's the hardest part, especially if you get grass, you dig in and you're just pushing back. Absolutely. Next up is the ghost's turn. Is it scared? It can't be scared, so it.
No, it just.
Does it-
however, it would respond.
Does
to.
it take damage at the beginning or end of its turn?
It's on my turn.
Okay, on your turn. I'm assuming if you maintain it.
Yeah.
Okay. As that happens, you can feel yourself being lifted, which, by the way, if you guys want to start trying to pull the rope, or helping him push the vehicle, totally fine. God, you still have the salt. It's just gonna try to hurt you again. It's absolutely gonna try to hurt you again. There's nothing else it has no other options, as its body is. You can smell the smoke of this thing. By the way, you're not poisoned. Did you get out of this hole? And just barely with an 11, it hits a glancing blow on you, so you take half damage.
Oh my god.
So
How hurt are
lucky. $16 necrotic damage, halved to 8.
Okay.
Fuck
are you
this
at?
ghost. What the fuck?
12.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Ghosts
I'm
do
gonna
this.
use
Uh,
Rebuke of the Talisman on it. Though.
Rebuke of
Hey!
the Talisman. Okay, so for the first time, you see the talisman. Are any of you looking?
I would be looking down the
You were
hole.
looking down. You said you were
Yeah.
looking down. The only one that sees it, again, is Isabella. And you see...
The talisman starts to glow, and then about 10 feet below the ghost, this portal tears open in the fabric of reality, and 4 black inky tendrils reach out, grab the ghost, and pull it backwards.
And try to.
Yeah.
Is it a saving throw or anything?
No, it just
bro?
automatically takes my proficiency in damage and has moved 10 feet.
Bro, this
backwards.
eldritch
And more-
shit,
move-
I don't like it.
So you see these shadowy tendrils around this soul, this disembodied soul, and it grabs it like shackles, pulling it to somewhere it doesn't want to go. And you see it 10 feet into a shadowy wall and disappears. And it takes how much damage? Your super proficiency?
Yeah, 2.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck?
That's
Also
awesome.
psychic damage.
All of it's psychic damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. And that's what happens. It gets pulled
We're
away
worried
from
about,
you.
I think we're worried about the wrong person. I don't think we should be worried about Reverend Gil. Maybe we should be worried about Soren.
We can
And
be worried about 2
I think
people at
he's
once.
feeding
And
some
as
sort
you
of
do
entity.
that, as you do that, I know it's Ink's. It's about to be Ink's turn. But you're about to use movement. The body sort of dims, and the fire just burns like normal. What do you want to do? Move up?
Yeah.
Okay, try to make a athletics check. See if you can go further than 5 feet. Wow, that was a fucking roller coaster.
17.
17. That went is
It
very
rolled like
wobbly.
a full circle. For
Yeah,
some
it was nuts. Okay, yeah, with the 17, I'll say you move half your movement speed, so you can move 15 feet. You want to? Oh, you already use your action. So you move 15 feet up. You're almost to the edge. You're behind her, essentially. Ink, it's your turn. You were holding your action and waiting. You smell fresh air. You're no longer poisoned.
Is he still pushing the car back?
He is pulling it
that
back.
car back. It's not gonna add much, but I guess I'll try. I'll go and try and push.
Okay, so you push from the front.
I'm helping.
You are. You start to put everything you got into it. Go ahead and roll me a strength saving throw.
God,
See
I hope
what
his
you got.
grip doesn't slip.
How
Hey!
much are you helping?
That's a nat 20. I think
That's
I have
very much.
I have a -1 though.
You'll
so
have
it's 19.
advantage on this next one because Ink is pushing hard and helping the momentum of this. Isabella, it is your turn. Soren is right behind you. He is within reach.
I'm gonna reach out for him.
Reaching out is Mistress's clawed hand.
Can I take it or do I have to
Of
wait
course.
for my turn? I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
You
pull
can
him
take
up.
it. And you start to pull up. Go ahead and make me a strength saving throw.
17.
And your movement, you're right there, so you move 15 feet, and you are able to pull Soren out of there. And with that, we end combat. As you feel the crackling fire seems to be running its course. And as you sort of wait for a second, you hear no more ghostly sounds.
I was using my foot as.
The body is still burning, but the ghost is gone.
All right, kill the ghost. Good job,
That was an
team.
angry one.
And as you, from around the corner, you hear the heavy steps of Isaac's monstrous form, having moved the entire land beast.
Oh, brother, are you okay?
I'm all right. Yeah. How's
Is
everybody
everyone
else?
I'm good.
That voice coming out of a monster is funny to me.
She's a good
Also,
spot
I
as a
look pretty
pillow.
monstrous.
He doesn't do a Batman voice when he transforms.
Alex is not comfortable with doing a Batman
Oh.
voice, but someday I am going to force him
It
to
will happen.
not be embarrassed
It
when
will
he
happen.
voice. Because I love him and he deserves all of us to support him.
Yeah.
So, as Isaac's very slightly deeper voice, it's like it's almost unnervingly the same. Except he has like a little bit of problem where his teeth get like he has like a little bit of like no lips.
Oh, yeah.
But you are holding a 2-beaded necklace of fireballs, as
Can I
shown
screw
in
the other one on?
Yeah, as shown in the DMG. It has 3 charges. And as an action, you can throw one of the beads the distance of fireball, which I think is 60 feet.
I think so, yeah.
And it does a fireball, a DC 15 fireball. You can also throw multiple to increase the level of the fireball by 1 per bead. So, it's not attunement. It just exists.
150
level.
feet.
100.
Oh, shit.
Fireball's
Yeah.
150.
Necklace,
Fireball-
necklace of
fireball-
fireball
Oh,
might
okay.
be pulled back.
I was like,
actually.
the spell's 150. That'd be crazy.
I read it last night. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's 60 feet, so I might
I
be
could
wrong.
do a level 3 fireball.
You could. Your level 3 fireball is the
The
normal
question
level,
is, should
level
you
of
do
fireball.
that?
You can do a
Oh,
level
wait.
5
You could do
fireball.
level
Level
one
5
time. You could do a
fireball.
level 5 fireball.
Or
These are
3
consumables.
level 3s.
Yeah, I
Or 3
know,
level
but-
3s.
It's more
It takes an
damage.
action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Doesn't do more damage at once though.
That's, yeah.
And then you see Rini peek out and go,
We're good. We got it. Alright, cool. We're just gonna go back to Krakenfest? Or...
I think we should go and sleep.
Oh, that sounds
I'm
good.
pretty worn out, yeah.
well, you'll get an hour ride back, which means you get a short rest.
Hey,
Hey,
we
That's
take
good.
those.
I need all the hit dice I can have.
Warlock, we take those.
With all the damage I took that fight.
So, you pile into the land beast, you winch up your ropes. You now have, if I recall correctly, 2 cut ropes.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 of your ropes are half-size 15-foot ropes. Or 30-foot ropes? They come to 60 feet length?
50 feet.
50 feet?
I think
I thought
so.
it was 60.
I thought it was 60.
I thought it was 50.
It's in your item card.
While we're in the car,
50 feet.
50 feet.
I want to write.
You would remember better than I.
How are we sitting?
However
It's
you'd
twins
like.
in the back, right?
Yeah, twins in the
That's,
back.
I would assume that's the default.
Twins and Rini in the back.
Soren
usually.
flies shotgun every
Unless
time.
specified otherwise.
Rini
I read
will-
this on the dashboard.
Rini would also sit up front. It's got bench seats,
Yeah.
so it's not like
Are seatbelts invented yet?
I want to.
if you want to
basically-
install seatbelts, you can.
I want to reach up. I'm gonna like take out my little pocket journal thing. I'm gonna write something really quick, rip it off, fold it up, and I'm going to pass it to Soren really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, no one notices. I'm gonna try to do it
Roll
when
sleight of hand
everyone's talking.
check against their passive perception. So it's
Okay.
not looking for this. So.
That's pretty good. Sleight of hand. 21.
Yeah, no one's passive perception's up there. So
Yeah, so-
yeah, secretly you pass a note to Soren,
Okay.
and did you
I'll
want
actually
you just
do
text
that.
him, or you can give him a real one, or I don't care.
Yeah, I'll just text.
Okay,
Actually.
that's fine. So as that's happening, and you're all climbing in the land beast, is there anything you guys want to do other than gather your ropes up? And we don't have to manage the ropes. Just they're 2 of your ropes are what they are. You have 3 50-foot ropes. We'll say that you can repair them slowly over time. She exists, so unless they're burnt or something, I'm not going to really manage them that much. Nothing from you. From you? Good. Okay. So you pile into the land beast and you start your drive back to Brine-Shore Port. It was about an hour out, which is 30 miles. Right, 'cause you're
Okay.
30 miles an hour, so about an hour back. It's actually an hour by cart, so I'll say it's a third of that. So I'll say use 20 miles. So where's your moon chip at for the fuel?
It's gotta be pretty close to low.
It's getting there.
It's gotta be like that last little tick before it starts getting dangerous.
No, I mean, is it gone? I'm asking. What's your
Oh.
total fuel? You're the fuel person. You're the one that's
What was
in
the
charge.
trip from the city to
120.
120?
Right?
Which uses 1 moon chip.
each moon ship?
And then we
was
had
150.
So
85.
you've used 40, so you have 60 left on it.
Yeah.
I don't think I made a specific page for that yet. I'll do that.
I recommend it. And so, while you're all sitting there, you are able to pass notes back and forth if you want, but every time you do so, it will be a sleight of hand check. Otherwise, you can try to do something a different way.
I'm just gonna telepathically.
I figured you might.
Yeah.
And so, and we can do that, and then you can either text between each other to do that, which is totally fine, or you can do it out loud. So you two are doing that. Meanwhile, all of you get a short rest. So go and roll your hit dice if you want. You get back your slots, the two of you.
Slots.
And
I love spell slots.
I love spell slots. I'm a warlock. I love
I
spell
need those.
I love spell slots, so why did I choose warlock? I'll say picking up the truck.
Thank you.
Cool and fun. And I'll say ghost stuff. There we go. Some DM inspos passed out, so you're all short rested out. The two of you are talking. Rini asks a million questions to all of you about your experiences. We're not going to role play that because it'd just be rehashing exactly what happened. But essentially, the entire hour ride back, there are questions about the ghost, what it was doing, what was on it, why'd you why? Just why? Until you can't answer questions, you get annoyed. But that's what happens. So, is there anything you guys want to talk about while you're in there? Is there anything you need to do while they're texting each other their secret notes?
Oh, good.
Okay. And so, after a little bit, we get back to Brine Shore Port. It is the evening now. Sunset has long passed. And you guys went to the Shadow of Stone Coaching Inn, correct?
Whichever one was that big one in the
Yeah.
beginning, yeah.
You already paid for
Week.
You paid for a week. Or took care of that. You have a secure parking fee, so you can essentially pull this into a garage, lock the door behind it. No one's going to get to it. It's a cage. But, and so you guys are in the Shadow of Stone Coaching Inn. Again, this is a massive, a massive stone tentacle is over top of it, about to come down and smash it. It's frozen in time. It's got a large open archway that you can walk through. It's got this courtyard in the center where a lot of people canoodle. It's sort of like an open air bar and restaurant, and then it has 3 stories of rooms and suites. Some of them overlook the courtyard, some of them look the other way. And you guys are in one of the suites, correct? Mm-hmm. So it has the separate rooms and the balcony. So that's where you're at. If you want to, you walk up and through. You see Stansley Norton, the purple-haired, or the purple-skinned, red-haired tiefling that had a little sauce and talked to you guys as you went through
Can I
talking
reply?
to other people. You can always reply, right?
It doesn't.
I think you can start a connection. Am I crazy?
It says I can telepathically speak to any creature I can see within 30 feet of me.
Nope.
Can't reply.
Nope.
Fuck. I don't want to just pass another note.
So you can wait, if you like, and sit on that info.
It was a question.
Yeah, you can sit and wait on that if you'd like.
Yeah.
Because you are now at the Shadow of Stone Coaching Inn. And once you pull in there, you guys can split off and do whatever you want.
Oh yeah. When we get out of the car, I'll nod to him. That's how I'll...
Okay, so you nod to each other, and the two of you start unpacking. Rini's with you, helping. You guys unpack. You're keeping the necklace?
Yeah.
Okay.
I grabbed that bitch.
You did grab that bitch. And the rest of you head up. So you guys, you're trying to peel off from the group?
I mean,
What are you trying
I
to do?
could think of a way that could happen.
Well, I know you. Well, yeah, but it's
We're
okay.
back at the hotel. So
You are
I
back at the
would-
hotel. So what do you guys want to do at the hotel in general?
What are you two doing?
They've
I
guess.
guess.
Back in the car.
a bar restaurant.
Yeah, there's a bar outside and an interior bar. There's essentially, it's like outdoor seating for the bar inside, but they'll wait.
Is it a nice breeze?
Yeah, it's a beautiful night out.
Outside.
Outside in one of the patio bar areas, and it's got, nice lights, very similar to this, where they have like sparkly lights and it's like dim lit, and they bring out water decanters for everybody, and then you can order drinks. And the two of you are just grabbing a seat at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Rini's there. They bring a kids menu.
I am like normally just like knocking them back.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll say You can set up a tab and do it at the end, or you can pay as you go.
Tab.
We're opening a tab. Okay, how many drinks? You're having an inordinate amount. What's inordinate for you?
A
They're
normal
not gonna be
amount
expensive.
is like 1 or 2.
I'd
This
say,
is like
okay, so you're on your
6 or
third.
7.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're 6 or 7?
Yeah, like I'm
Ooh.
like.
Okay, so Isaac's getting drunk with you. You're sitting at the bar.
Smart boy
and-
can handle
and,
ghosts.
and what do you order,
He's
Isaac?
broke. That's true. If you need money,
Well,
you could
no,
have
no,
asked me.
you're tabbing right now.
Okay.
You're tabbing. So I will keep.
It's all.
And also,
it's
one of
all
you that's
hard liquor.
good at keeping numbers, keep another one so that I can like make sure I don't overcharge you guys. Looks like you're just gonna
Like
do
a
it.
liquor
Doctor
pen?
with the memory. All of us have ADHD. Thank you.
I just have a dry erase marker.
Sure. Okay, so I'll say, for the time, are you getting fucked up? You like getting fucked. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, so a bottle of vodka, bottom shelf.
What's this universe's version of like
So
a Grey Goose or like a
like a nice-
Dan Aykroyd's Crystal Head vodka?
Oh, Crystal Head's bad though.
I've
isn't it?
had it. I don't drink anymore, but when I
Is
did,
it Crystal
no,
Head? Not
it's-
Crystal Skull?
it's
Hey,
Crystal Head, not Crystal
Oh.
Skull.
It could be
It's
Tito's,
commonly.
and it's not, so that's a W anyway.
Tito's is delish.
And
So
I still remember when you put water in the fucking
Oh, and I
the
dumped it
big
all
thing
over?
and dumped it on
Yeah,
yourself.
That was a good
that
bit.
wasn't water. That was real.
You
Yeah,
ruined
totally
the-
real
You
vodka.
ruined the
Wow.
verisimilitude of a TBR bit we
Oh my
did
god,
half
that
a
she
decade
literally
ago.
talked about before you said it was water.
So you guys buy some drinks. I'll say you just share a bottle, essentially, of
Yeah.
good stuff.
Sure.
We'll call it 10 gold for good vodka. So that's your tab right now. They brought out a vodka bottle, unless you wouldn't drink vodka, but I mean, it's good stuff.
I guess they would have split
Hard
up to
and
the
fuzzy,
bar.
So they
I'll
split up.
drink it.
I've just wouldn't have gone
Rini-
to the bar.
Rini is going to order chalky milk.
Aw.
She wants chalky milk, and she's also going to be like, I'm
That's fine.
hungry.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Do they
Okay.
have something greasy, like the greasiest greasy?
Let me see.
grease?
The greasiest thing they have here, probably like a.
Fried shit.
They have.
Oh, Katie to go.
They have an app platter.
Yeah.
That you don't get half off on, but they have. I'll say the greasiest thing they have is a bunch of deep fried stuff.
I'll get that.
So cheese and meats and fries and stuff like that. So you get
to
that.
eat with while drinking.
And you guys just fucking go after it. And the two of them, are you using an excuse or you're just not showing up?
I'm just not going to eat.
Well, I know you're not
So
going to
I
eat. You're
don't-
sitting at the table? Or
No, I'm just not going to show up.
I could
to
go for a walk.
Yeah. So these two go for a walk. Do you care?
No,
'Kay.
don't even care.
Okay. All right.
So the two
I
of
trust
them...
Like it's.
Yeah, of course. Two of them are going for a walk. You're just walking around the city of Brunchport, which isn't huge, but it's, the Kraken looms over. So you start walking through the streets. You guys want to head to a destination, or you're just taking a quick walk around?
Just a walk.
Okay. So you walk around the perimeter as these guys enjoy, bar food.
I saw back there the sort of tentacles that came out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oops. I
Do
pressed
you
the wrong
have like
button.
another thing or person like mistress?
Oh, no, that's just the one that I had.
In your head,
I told you it protects me.
but it's like a being.
I don't know. It is a being, or it summons other beings.
You don't know anything about it.
I know that it really liked when I set that body on fire.
That's weird.
And as I was lowering ink down, it said, "Too far."
Too far from.
I don't know.
Was there like an emotion?
You guys are walking, and a couple people sort of walk past you, and he, it's essentially a pirate. He says, "Oh, excuse," and he just sort of walks by you. So you hear that, and you see Soren's head sort of snap and look as he says, like, "Gold," and then he walks past. You don't hear that.
It's the second time someone here has said gold to me.
Did
No, here and in the long way down.
gold?
Gold. Just the word gold.
Just like money.
You also
Yeah.
saw gold in the headlight.
So you have a friend who protects you, is happy that you burned a body and killed a ghost.
Darling, I'd be happy if you burned a body sometimes, depending. This was very neutral for me, though.
Yes, but like,
Where's Mr. Buttons? Did he come with you, or did he stay?
I would have had to have dropped everything. Mr. Bones can hang out with us. I assume he's on my person at all times, and then when things are safe, he likes to glom out and get
Okay.
scritches.
So he's on you right now?
Yeah.
So somewhere there's a collection of
Yeah.
eyeballs.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have to be on surface.
Is he walking next to you, or is he
I'm
on
assuming
you?
he can get in my
He can?
body, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If he wants to walk next to me, I just let him do what he wants.
Okay, Mr. Buttons will walk.
Yeah. If he
Mr.
wants,
Buttons is
if he wants to walk
walking
and do
beside
his
you.
own thing, he
It's
can do it.
dark-ish out here. I mean, there's lights and stuff, but I mean, like the ground isn't like that lit, so it looks like a cat.
Yeah, he can follow me
Yeah,
if he
a
wants.
cat is walking around with you. Sometimes he'll peel off and come back. Okay.
Why be happy about it, though? That's strange.
Did he take his phone?
Yes.
Like,
Alex won't go more than 5.
yeah, Alex can't leave his phone.
I
what are you talking
thought
about?
maybe that was good.
Do you know the name of your friend?
No, not yet. No.
Have you tried reaching out?
Not really. Not in a long time. At first I did, but I didn't get any response. But no, not recently.
Well, maybe like with Mistress, if you make it happy, you'll get more things in return. So
Possible.
maybe you should try to talk to it and figure out what it wants.
Yeah, I could try that sometime. Probably not in public, but
How did you meet?
Meeting is such a fun word.
I don't know how to answer that. I started hearing the voices, and then I don't know. It was there, and up until I was on the front lines and about to die, and I made a pact with it.
It just showed up and asked you.
It never showed up. It was like an impulse in the back of my head. It just
Like you made a promise without thinking about it?
like I knew that I could make a promise in exchange for protection.
But you don't know what you were promising?
No, I didn't think that far ahead in the heat of the moment.
Talk about the medallion now.
Yeah.
Where did that come from then?
This, I found it in the ocean,
The ocean?
out towards New Saunas.
Huh.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I think we talked about it before briefly. It's like an Atlantis shit, right? You've been there, like physically been there.
I didn't make it that far, but I tried.
This is just so weird.
I took the money from my first book and I rented a diving bell, and I tried, but I didn't make it far enough.
Did you see anything interesting there, like
I already opened it.
ruins? And
Oh, you opened it for me? Oh,
Uh,
a drink?
No, I didn't see anything. No.
Oh, thank you.
Just
Oh, that's perfect.
Well, I guess all you can do is try to talk.
yeah, you're right. I should try to do that.
Communication is really helpful.
That's right.
Yes.
Although me and Mistress can just hear each other's thoughts all the time, so that helps.
That's right.
Yeah.
Maybe they can
That's a good
hear
point.
your thoughts just like you hear their thoughts.
I mean, they seem to know what I'm doing. They like certain things. I just don't know what or why.
Well, if there's something we need to do to make it happy, we should try to convince the others. Even if Ink gets uppity about it.
I was thinking of trying to visit the Kraken before we leave here.
Do you want to just go do that?
Absolutely, I do. Yeah.
Let's go.
So you want to head towards the Kraken's head?
Yeah.
And you can see again up in the Kraken's head, which is about the size of a building itself, a big building, looming over top of it. In the mouth, you see lights coming from it.
Let's fucking go. Fuck it. We're on vacation.
Okay. So the two of you start making your way deeper into Brine Shore Port. The two of you, however,
I was gonna ask how much of the bottle is gone.
the two of
How
you
much of my money am I gonna have to pay when we get back?
are enjoying a beautiful night. Getting fucking drunk. I'll say at this point, each of you, you've had collectively half the bottle, so a decent amount. As Rini sits there with her second chalk milk, and you haven't finished the sampler platter. It's one of those situations where you've all essentially gone like, ugh. And then you'll absentmindedly grab a single fry and eat that, or you'll grab a boneless wing and we'll eat that.
You hate yourself.
And you
Yeah,
hate
you're like, why am I
yourself, and you're
still
like,
eating this?
and you're like, God, it's good, but why? I have a capacity. And so you're at that stage, and Rini is asking questions about stuff. What are you guys talking about? Rini's gonna go. For one, why are you drinking so much?
No? What? Don't get to say that to me. And I look at her because she pointed at me.
Okay, so you see, you're the doctor. You explain.
Oh no. Kind of a doctor.
You're a doctor, and other times you're a doctor, but now I'm kind of a doctor. Okay, I see how it is.
Well, sometimes you have like a really scary moment, and sometimes it helps ground you.
Oh, can I have some?
It is
No.
Because I was very scared.
You are what the
Don't you like 18?
in the elven places? What's the like age of drinking for?
14.
insight check while I'm drunk, so in disadvantage I
I
assume.
assume 14 with
Same
parental
insight.
supervision.
Oh, wow.
Yikes.
Yikes.
They're gonna get the kid drunk.
Oh god.
9.
What
Her
is happening
persuasion
while we're
check.
gone?
Her persuasion check was quite high. So,
I thought we were
her
the
deception
wild
check,
cards.
yeah, right. And you're like, I don't know, she's an elf.
Wouldn't it make her younger though? Like, is she like 5 in elven years?
I'm at 5.
I don't know how that math works now.
She just starts. She grabs her empty
doctor.
chalky milk cup and starts and just takes some. She doesn't put a lot. She just goes like, just enough to
let
like
her
just
taste it.
talking back and forth.
She goes
Chloe
like
doesn't
this,
even notice it.
and she sets it down. And then you see some people on the table see
Just
her do
immediately
that,
go,
but they're pirates, and they go, "Hey!" And she goes,
That's going to curdle your milk.
I do drink it. And then she sips it and she goes, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, what is this?
That would be a brown Russian, I think you just made.
A brown Zellerin. A little numb and warm.
Yeah, be careful with that. It can get.
She sets it down. She's like, okay. She grabs a boneless wing and starts chewing and just listening to you guys talk and looking around. She's looking at all sorts of stuff. She also has books in her satchel. And you can see she's starting to look through some books. Sort of like a kid with an iPad.
So, you can become a big lizard now.
Yes.
So that's
cool.
cool.
It's pretty cool.
What are you gonna do now? Like, you gonna make your lizard like more lizard? Like, what do you need more heads or whatever? Or like, how does lizards
When she
work?
calls it a lizard, there's this like, it's not a lizard. It's so much more than that. It's so much more than a lizard. She's like demeaning the very essence of what this is.
That's what you get for calling my house a shitbox. All of you.
And I call you cat. It's fine.
He goes through this process of like throwing stones in glass houses.
I'm drunk, but not drunk enough. Logic still exists. Yeah, that's fair. I don't really know yet. I've never gotten this far before, so it's...
What are you going for, like, big, scaly thing? Or was that just like an oopsie? What are you like, I want to be scaly?
Well, it was kind of the plan in a way, I guess. But a little more extreme than I thought it would be.
Okay, so you thought maybe it'd be something that you could put some lotion on, and now it's like, oh.
No, I knew it would have to go in like an injection.
No, that is not what I meant. It's okay. We are drunk.
You see go and roll an insight check on Isaac.
11.
Just as you're trying to suss this out, so I assume you're trying to sort of glean any info you can. You see, and you've noticed that every time he uses this, he stops using the cane for a while, and then slowly the cane comes back. So it seems to be some sort of pain mitigation. That finger
Picks
I told
up a
you
mozzarella
just cracked
stick.
it.
Another bottle? Can't hurt.
It can.
Tomorrow, but not tonight.
Oh, persuasion check with advantage.
Fuck.
Oh shit!
21.
Boy, he's persuasive.
Alright, if we get the bottle and we each drink only half of a half, we'll probably be...
That's a full bottle each.
And we'll just drink a lot of water. Could we get some waters?
Your service person absolutely will bring you water. Brings you water, brings you another bottle of vodka, 10 more gold in the tab. And you guys are getting shit cans. You've each drank half
Are you
the
keeping
vodka
track
bottle.
of the tab?
Yeah.
And
How much
now I
do we
haven't drank
20.
a bottle of liquor since my 20s. But I can tell you that half would absolutely fuck me up
I would
right
fucking
now.
be
Yep.
destroyed.
Yeah.
So
for
you guys
sure.
are pretty fucked right now. But in like a good way. You're like pacing yourself. This is taking a bit. And so you guys order another bottle and start talking about stuff. The two of you make your way to a place where the entrance to the Kraken's head resides, and it is at the bottom of the Kraken. There's sort of an area where the body of this thing is up on tentacles and is pushing its way up onto land, and there's a little bit of an archway that you can walk through, like a tunnel that will lead you to the stagnant bay that's behind it. And the stagnant bay is such because it's a little bay that is the tentacles are holding the water into the space that no longer has currents and stuff. A lot of stuff is built onto this, actually. The Stagnant Bay specifically has the Sea's Bounty Casino that is built on the back of this that you have to go through to get to the Kraken's head. And so there is many lifts that get you to different spaces. There's a hotel on the back of this, and it's like built out and to the side. It's a glorious looking casino from the outside, gold and wooden and glass windows, and you can see suites are up there, and there's like sort of like curls around. And then you can see scaffolding that goes from the back, and it's sort of like a walkway that goes around like a necklace on this Kraken that leads to the jaws that are open, like this, like it was yelling. And it's sort of like it's not perfectly level either. And so you can walk into the sides of its mouth where the Kraken's head lounge is. And so you're just going up to there?
Yeah.
Or because you got to go through the casino floor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get up on a lift and you head into the casino, which maybe has different music. Who knows? It should for sure. Oh, what are you going that way for? I kind of wish I had a more taverny tavern sound. Maybe we'll just see what happens as we. No, not laid back. Do we have another person that does this? What's this do? That sounds normal. Fuck it. I don't know. You guys have different music than this, but it's more upbeat, but I don't have it right now. And the casino floor is filled with people. Immediately you hear, like, there's bright lights. It's beautiful and gold, and there's people in different dress. There is a performance in the center as you walk up into this entryway. The ground itself, like the floor here, is like marble floors with gold trim that lead to, like, there's these machines that people are pulling and cranking on that are pushing out coins and stuff, slot machines. There is in the center of this several dancers that seem they're human, but they are moving in a way that makes them all collectively look like a Kraken at first. They're wearing like these thin sort of Kraken textured like jumps, like almost like suits divers wear. What is it called? Wetsuits. Almost like a wetsuit, but more like a morph suit. Their heads are gone and hidden behind, except for the top one, whose entire body is sideways and is contorted in such a way it looks like a giant maw of this Kraken. And it's like there's lights coming from above that make it look like just a roiling, moving Kraken at all times. It's like fucking 8 people doing this. Behind that and around, you see tables to gamble on. You see the games Rollies. You see Fireball. And you see Shits.
Wait.
I get it.
Don't worry about it. And so...
Is it just craps?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Rollies, Fireball, and Shits are the main games here. Do you want to visit any of those sites right now? Are you trying to gamble? You think about it. I mean, these guys would probably want to go gamble if you want to do gambling.
Yeah. God, Ink.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say.
You keep moving
Ink
around.
is going to struggle here.
And you get to. You exit the sides and you're out in open air. There's like restaurant and stuff out here, different places for you to eat. But you follow the foot traffic to the Kraken's head. It is the most prestigious lounge in the city. And you get onto the terrace and you realize that there is a line, and people letting people, like there's members of the people that run this place allowing people to pass into the lounge, and turning people away. And you see people being forced to walk back away from you. Some of them with a huff. You see this guy with essentially a suit without a shirt underneath, and he's like drunk. He's got 2 ladies next to him. He's like, "Just let me in, bro." And you see this tall shark person. But have either of you've probably been more likely to see any sort of Triton adjacent
Yeah, I was in the boat for a
humanoid,
while.
right?
Closest I know is the
you've-
koi fish like people.
You know koi fish people exist. This is not one. This is a shark person. This is called a Sahagin. Or not a Sahagin, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
It's a Celichin. A Celichin. Doesn't matter. It's a shark person. And he's in this beautiful, like, gold scale, like, shirt. If that makes sense. It's supposed to look sparkly and gold. And he sits there with a little orb that has that he ponders, and he looks at it when the guy comes up and he goes, "You're not on the list." He goes, "What do you fucking mean I'm not? Of course I'm on the list." And he goes, "You're not on the list. Leave, or I will make you leave." And he goes, "Fuck you, buddy," and he pokes the shark, and the shark grabs him and throws him off the ledge. And he goes, "Ah!" And he just fucking dies. He just.
watch it. I watch it the whole way.
And then several, like 14 people get out of line and fucking leave, including those 2 girls that were with him. So it's a truncated line, but you can see while this is happening, you can see that inside, you can hear uproarious laughter and the dwarvish language being spoken. You do see dwarves around. This isn't uncommon, and you also you can also hear another voice. Sort of, there seems to be like a performance on, is what you're gathering. And out of your view, because you can see like this, we'll call it the snout of the kraken, the bottom jaw of this. You're here essentially. And its mouth is open, so you can see like the front area as you are on this scaffolding here. And out there is like a very nice lounge area. People are being given drinks. They're looking out over a railing out of the mouth and over the city. And there's a performance. You can hear someone doing performances, and then you see like a poof of magic, and that's all happening. You staying in line,
Yeah.
knowing that you're not on the list. You're definitely not on the list. You know you're not. There's no reason for you to be on the list. But you can stay in the line.
Do you think maybe we could persuade him?
I think he might be a hard sell, but as long as we take no for an answer, we should be okay.
The person in front of you is actually, it's 2 people. It is a dwarf and another dwarf, but a little bit taller. And they're holding hands. And they're whispering to each other in Dwarvish, but they're sort of like talking to each other and looking up ahead, and you can tell that they're having a similar conversation to what you're having. As they move forward, is there anything you want to do before it's gonna be their turn, then your turn? It's their turn, and I mean you talk over me if you want. So it's their turn. They're interacting with them. Is there anything you guys want to do?
Should we just be honest?
Sure, as long as we take the first no for an answer, I think we'll be okay.
And the 2 dwarves are there, and they're like, "Oh, we're not on the list. Is there another way to get in?" A nice question. I think he looks at them and goes, "Possibly." And they both look at each other and go, "All right, we'll get out of line." And then they walk away. And then it's you 2. And he goes, "Names?" And he just looks at the orb. Doesn't really look at you guys.
Isabella Baines?
Soren Lazarev?
Okay. Not on the list. Get the fuck off.
Is there a way to get on the list?
Yeah.
Would you be able to tell us how? I could.
Possibly.
I'm gonna. Oh god, oh god, oh god. I'm gonna hand out a hand.
Goes like this. Welcome, Mrs. and Mr. Baines. And you walk in.
Okay, let's go!
How much did that cost you?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
As you walk in, and as that happens, is there anything else that's happening back at the lowly bar table, where you guys are definitely, truly drunk at this point?
You gotta take care of your sister, man. You know, so one day she's this tall, and then the next day her eyeballs are burnt out and she's dead.
I don't think that happens to everybody.
I wouldn't know.
Rini stops reading her book and goes, "What?
You're not gonna burn. Would you behind my back go and get a orb that'll burn your eyes out and then you're dead? Would you do that? After all I've done for you? I'm sorry.
Oh no! What is?" And she looks at Isaac.
This sometimes happens when you drink a little too much.
Does she need? You give her back pats. You feel Isaac pat your back. I'm gonna die. I don't. Not from that.
It's okay.
I don't
Appreciate that.
We'll find out
You're not
who
gonna-
did it, and then
You're not gonna let any orbs burn my eyes, though.
I
which
wouldn't
is
let
nice.
you die again.
Rini is old enough to understand whatever this is, and goes, puts her book away, and then walks over to you and gives you a hug. And she goes, "Don't worry." And she gives you a little hug.
And she starts sussing whatever the tabaxi version of a purr is.
Yeah, she starts scratching a little bit. She's like rubbing the back of your head, which feels good for anybody, but especially a cat. And eventually, you feel a little calmed and goes back over and sits down and goes, "Why don't we order some chalky milks?
Oh, I love chocolate milk.
3 chocolate milks, please," to the server who comes by eventually, and you get ordered chalkies. And she very slowly takes the bottle and puts it in her pack and closes it for now. And you guys order chalkies. As you enter the Kraken's head, what you see in here is, again, the nicest lounge in the place. There's seating available. You guys can sit anywhere you like. There is essentially, think of like a comedy lounge slash just like really nice drinking area in a bar. There's these beautiful tables that are gold topped, and then they have like a cloth over top of it, and drink is just given to you. They don't ask what you want. They bring you selections of bottles, and they start pouring you samples. You get a bubbly one, a sweet one, and a dry one. You can pick whatever you want, but as you pick and start to sip on those, what you're seeing in front of you is there's a separate section. There's like a VIP section for all of you, and then there's a VIP section, very important person section, up front, where It's like lowered down, and then there's a stage in front of it with big lights pointed at it. And from your perspective, you see the heads and top parts of the torsos of a bunch of dwarvish people on like a big lounge, like a crescent moon of like loungy couch. And there's smoke coming from it. As you can see, like big cigars, and you see in the center of it with a big fucking pirate hat, like huge, way bigger than what was that guy's from Tom Dimmadome? What is that word?
Doug Dimmadome?
Doug Dimmadome.
Doug Dimmadome. It's not tall like that, but it is like bigger than you expected. It's like a big hat. And out of it shoots like this big like scale, kind of. And then when it turns to the side, you see it's tapered, and it's this big purple scale that's like in it. And then you see holding a fat cigar like that big around, big thick fingers as wide as my two together, with one ring around it, a big clearly magical ring. You hear. You like that performance, everyone? We'll have another! And another act comes out, and there's a dancer just like tapping and stuff. And he's like, ah, amazing! And you see other people. You don't see the front, you just see the back. But you guys are essentially watching shows and lounging. There's lots of wealthy-looking people here. There's waitstaff around that they walk. They walk to the sides, and there's like bars, and they offer all the finest things apparently free of charge.
So is this what it's like being rich?
Mostly.
Just get everything for free anyway.
It's expensive to be poor.
Yeah.
That's true. A lot of rich people just kind of give each other things back and forth. Have you never been anywhere like this?
No, not for very long.
You look out and you can see the entirety of Brine Shore Port and beyond. Out of the mouth of this thing, you can see the different places where definitely these tentacles were going to smash and kill just everything. This town had no shot.
What was it that petrified it?
You don't know.
I wonder what it was like to be a person that tentacle is about to come down on, and then it just stops.
Terrifying, I'd wager.
I mean, you see some of the tentacles absolutely connected as they lay in the streets and below the street level, and you crawled over some of them you walked over them on bridges and past them. The streets are reorganized because of this.
Is there anywhere else you want to see?
No, I kind of just wanted to... Oh, no. I wanted to get closer to the Kraken for a little bit.
You're in its mouth right now. You can see the back of the stage. There's more. What you assume is throat is behind it. It's built up to the back of the roof of the mouth, though.
Are we able to, like, touch the walls here?
If you want to. Do you want to walk over to the side?
Yeah, I just want to put a hand on the wall.
Well, it's less wall and more like either, well, probably the bottom of the jaw and up to like a tooth. Many of the teeth are like a little broken, as people have probably touched it in the past and just wind erosion and stuff. You see that these are quite cleaned, but you do see birds like perching on sides and stuff. Yeah, you can go over and touch it. There's the sides of the mouth. There's the... What do you want to...
Yeah, just like the sides of the mouth.
Sure. You go over to it and you sort of set your hand on it. It's smooth stone. pretty clearly like magical stone.
Do you find yourself drawn to this?
I'm not sure. It kind of felt like I was when we first got here.
Like a pulling?
The voices got a little quieter.
Are they quiet now?
You think about it for a second, and the voices are a little quieter.
A little bit, yeah.
This happens sometimes in curious spots around the world.
I wonder if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Like maybe your friend gets quieter because it doesn't like where you are.
Well, it got quieter when we got near the long way down, and it seems like it has a spot there that it really wants us to get to.
So it's quieter when it's happy?
Maybe? It seems that way.
I wonder why it would want to be near a kraken.
You say as you enthusiastically walked into its mouth.
I know, but like... Do you think it wants it for something? I wonder if this could even be like unfrozen.
I was
Can it-
kind of curious if it was still alive or not.
Sort of like the moon plague on that body, like it was still
Right.
body inside.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
This isn't moon plague.
Yeah, I
Right.
know it's a petrification, but like how
I just want
solid
to be
is
cleared. It's very solid.
Can I?
When you turn to stone, you turn thoroughly
All the
to
way
stone.
through?
Yeah.
Can I cast Detect Thoughts again?
Sure.
And I'm specifically just trying to like psychically ping to see if there's anything left of the Kraken.
Okay. So first thing that happens
Been alive this whole time.
is
Dude, imagine a consciousness alive inside of that thing.
Horrifying. But also for the Kraken. Because it's just stuck in stone for X years.
you notice when you cast that, you get every single person in the radius, right? That's fine.
Well, I can focus on anyone I can
Yeah, of
see,
course.
or I can just sweep.
Yeah. But initially, it's like a boom, and you can detect every single conscious person, and then everyone you can see, you get their surface thoughts if you try, right? And then after that, you can push further.
Yeah.
Okay. You immediately get, of course, consciousness everywhere, and you want to focus on the thoughts of the stone kraken.
Yeah.
Okay. And you focus on the surface thoughts of the stone kraken. And when you do so, just constantly fucking screaming. Like a rage you've never felt in your life.
Oh no.
It's in there.
Do you do anything?
Do you dig deeper? What's gonna happen?
It's petrified.
Press the button.
Okay.
What's the saving throw?
The saving throw is a wisdom.
Wisdom
What is a
saving
Kraken's
throw.
wisdom save?
How
What?
stone? Can I read his face as to what he's doing right
Go
now?
on insight check.
Fucking 10.
No, that's not the correct. It's not the correct. Hold on, let me. Yep. I just want to see what the wisdom saving throw of a kraken is. Let me roll it first. If it saves, you can't push in, right?
If it saves, it knows that I am probing into its mind, and then it can use its action on its turn for us to make contested intelligence checks. And if it wins, the spell ends.
So that means you get a moment of its thoughts.
It's surface
In my
thoughts
opinion.
still, yeah.
It was
before it cuts it off.
surface thoughts, and then you try to press in, it saves, and then on its turn it can try to end it. Which means that there's a portion of time in my head where you get like one round essentially of you have used the spell and you push past because but it knows.
Or wait, hold on.
What's it say? I mean, I can read it. I can just
I think
read
my
the
card
spell,
might.
so-
It says twice.
Let me read the spell. I'll read it.
Yeah,
Out of my-
read what yours
out of my
says,
spell
'cause I don't
book.
trust this one.
Detect thoughts.
It's in the second paragraph.
Detect thoughts. You initially learn the surface thoughts of a creature. As an action, you can shift your attention to another creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper. If you probe deeper, target must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Either way, the target knows that you are probing into its mind. Okay, so you don't
if
get
you
to know
probe
its
deeper-
deeper thoughts.
Yeah.
But you do feel it's like if a mind could have a gaze, the spotlight shifts to you and then spell ends.
I rolled a 10 insight.
You saw him touch it and spend a little time there and then let go of it.
like suddenly.
Was it suddenly?
Yeah, probably.
Probably like a little quick, like you touched something hot, and then he. What do you do?
Well, it.
There's other people around, but no one seems to give a shit what you're doing.
We're rich weirdos. So
It's definitely still in there.
it's still in there.
Is he?
Screaming with rage.
Fascinating.
And it might be a little bit aware that I tried prying into its thoughts. I mean, it's trapped in stone, so it's probably fine, but.
So if this thing ever did become unpetrified, it's just a kraken.
Minus a little bit of teeth, I suppose, yeah.
I wonder if it feels everything touching it.
That roll I made earlier was a perception check. And you hear another voice chime in. It is a sort of drunk, dwarvish woman who has a peg leg, but is otherwise in very nice pirate garb. Doesn't have a hat or anything, but has like 3 pigtails, 2 that go on the side and 1 that comes in the back, and then chops that come down to about here, and she holds a whole bottle of, like a big fat bottle of rum, and she swigs it down and looks at you and goes, "Yeah, the Kraken's still in there. I'm still alive." She walks over sort of in between you two and sort of spits outside the mouth and just off the edge. And now she's part of this. She just is standing there in between you.
Does
just
everyone
wedged her
know?
way into the conversation.
Is everyone here aware of that in town?
Yeah. It turned to stone. Many of us were here when it happened, including myself.
How
Or do you think I got this stump?
So it wasn't. How long ago was it?
Oh, just a bit before the moon crash.
How did it turn to stone?
Have you not gone to see the play?
Not yet. We just got in town.
Oh,
today.
you should go see the play tomorrow.
Yeah, where is it?
But let me just... Oh, it's in the pool. Oh. And points through the throat of the... like, you can't see. But in the pool, in the stagnant bay, there's an amphitheater, essentially, that's built there. Yeah. But I won't... I mean... You should see the play, but I'm not going to not answer your question, of course. That would be hilarious to do, though. You should see the play, though. Well, it was, You see that right there? Big hat? Ah! Great job! As he throws a bottle at the performer. And the performer sort of dodges out of the way. Next! And another performer comes out and starts juggling fire. There's the Blackridge himself. Defender of Bryneshore Port. A great hero, if you ask me. Also a dirty pirate that was a criminal for many years, but yes. Turn the music back on! Sorry.
It's just booze.
Yeah, the Blackridge did it. Well, along with some others that died in the process, but... Well, I think there was other heroes that were helping, but the Blackridge was
Was
the
it
one
a
I remember. What?
spell or an artifact or?
Well, it wasn't there, but it's pretty common knowledge at this point. I've seen the play. Again, you should see the play. But,
I think we will tomorrow.
Good. Also a bit of an event that we run when Krakenfest begins in like what day is it? It's tomorrow. Well, pre-Krakenfest, but like the real Krakenfest is tomorrow. Tourist Krakenfest. Which you're tourist, but you're gonna see the real shit tomorrow. Day after, fake Krakenfest begins for the month for everybody.
Oh.
But this is our Krakenfest, the real one. Anyway, that's why we're getting hammered tonight. Midnight tonight. Be fucked up.
Start
Alright.
working on that.
Whole city parties.
Way ahead.
Whole city.
So much ahead of you.
Oh no, not a party.
He's
He's got us at a party.
Yeah, the Blackridge has a special. You call it an artifact if you want. It's a famous weapon. Yeah. Don't want to give too much away. I don't want to spoil it. But famous something he wields. Turn the Kraken into stone.
Fascinating.
It is. And so now the Blackridge is sort of in charge. Sort of like, not really a king, but we'll sort of let him be king at the same time.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And if you come after Krakenfest, back to the lounge, Apollo's going to be here.
Who's that?
Who's Apollo? Only the greatest magician.
The greatest magician.
Yeah, doesn't use magic.
Doesn't
Greatest
use
magician?
Magic.
Of course not, that would be boring. Only uses sleight of hand and illusion and, magician stuff. Not
So he doesn't
spells, that would be cheating. Easy.
He doesn't use magic, but he does magic.
He does
Yeah.
parlor tricks.
Like magicians do. Or did. Do? Magicians.
Cast spells.
No, mages cast spells. Magicians pretend to. Very different. For other things. You ever seen a
Seems-
woman sawed in half?
Not yet.
You ever seen a woman fake sawed in half?
No.
Definitely not.
No.
Not many people fake bisecting people. But Apollo does.
I'm not sure why you'd fake bisecting people.
Because it's interesting. How does he do it? There's mysteries to be seen. Huh? Wild stuff.
Interesting.
No magic, though. He allows people to try to figure it out. It's sort of the part of it.
And that's tomorrow?
Well, there'll be nightly.
Okay.
No, not tomorrow. Tomorrow, Apollo won't be here. Tomorrow's the party.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, 3 hours from now is the party. And then that goes all day until midnight. And we all sleep, and then we wake up and the tourists show up. Well,
Gotcha.
or are filing in now, of which you are, and there's
Right.
others, but,
Yeah.
they're all privy, well, most of them are privy to the pre-Krakenfest party. I mean, you have the highest rollers here. I mean, there's people from all over the place. In the casino? Oh, I can meet all sorts of people. Do you know how many wealthy men I've honeypotted in my years? How do you think I got this stump? And you look down at the stump, and it's not a wooden leg. It is a leg of like this beautiful like gemstone and silver, and it's like a bedazzled stump
Oh my god.
leg.
How do you take their money?
Well, dearie, first I seduce them, and then usually I blackmail them because they have wives. Yeah.
Could you like
Or
teach,
husbands or
teach
whatever.
me a bit about that? I guess like how does that work?
The art of seduction.
I guess that's
Sure.
what that means.
Hey,
Hello.
how are you tonight? Feeling lonely?
No, I'm
And
pretty
that's how
tired.
you do it.
We
See,
killed
he
a
said no, but
ghost
then he just
earlier.
moved to someone else, and that's it. It's the whole thing.
You just keep
And then eventually, yes, you're pretty. You don't have to work very hard at this. They're very stupid. They're drunk usually. You're
So
attractive.
you
It's
just-
really all it takes is a little attention.
walk up to them and you
It's
ask
not
them,
hard. It is. Frankly, it's too easy.
You ask them how they're doing and then you ask them for the money.
Or different stuff. You look at them. No. My dear. Come, sit. More drinks. And she grabs more drinks and she sits down with you and thoroughly explains how to honeypot a man. And so, we're back there with you guys. At some point, are you just drinking through the night?
I think Ink is on water at this point.
You're on water.
Both.
You're alternating.
Yeah.
Smart. You've convinced Rini to bring the bottle back out every time you drink a. She's like, if you drink water, I'll let. And then she, okay. And so that's a good deal. And the bottle's getting lower and lower. As we're enjoying some time. Is there anything else you guys want to do?
Kind of dumb name is Perfectus.
No, it's too on the nose. It makes me think that the product is bullshit.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you hear it and you're like, oh, Perfectus? What, are they fucking full of themselves?
Oh, you're talking about the stuff that they revealed at the parade?
They fucking stole it from my friend! You don't deserve it.
Thank you. Yes, I created it.
You did?
He's so smart. He's a doctor, but he didn't even, like, go to school. He went to school, but he left the school. He's like, fuck you, I'm a doctor anyway. He's on that Sigma grinds.
I can't believe the word Sigma grinds are getting into this campaign right now.
It's not that strong of canon. But it is that. She goes, you know, I'm not sure that's actually a doctor.
He cured my disease, so I got rat pox in my body. Not anymore. He took him out.
I don't want to alarm you. You've also got, like, you have marble plague.
Oh shit! I forgot. And I'll feel where the things are appearing in the cave.
Oh yeah, but definitely the back. Mostly it's underneath your clothes. Yeah.
Well, that's not good. What do I do about that?
Well, it depends on what level you are.
Let me take a look at it real quick, and I'll like
You-
drunkenly take a look at it.
You look, and luckily, this happened a little bit later, but
Randy, what does the Hippocratic Oath say about doing medical stuff while super drunk?
roll medicine check
yeah.
with disadvantage.
Good thing I never took the
It,
Hippocratic
I
Oath.
don't
Good
think
luck.
it mentions being drunk at all.
There
So
you go.
That 20?
That's tough. That's tough. 6.
6 total. Okay.
Yeah, it was a 20 and a
You
3.
look at it and you're like,
It's probably
it's
fine.
there's pretty decent patches. You don't have to make that much. I'll say with a 6, you know that it's level 2.
level 2.
And you, at this point, you can only heal with moon chips or rest.
Ooh.
Oh.
You can't have potions anymore.
Oh, that sucks.
You took your potions before that, so that's nice.
That suck. But it's fine.
Does this go away after
That's
a while, or
probably
do I need to
fine.
like go?
Oh, it'll go away after a while, maybe.
So do I go to someone?
Ask me tomorrow. It's not a good time.
All right.
Doctor is out.
Someone remind me tomorrow too. I don't think I'll remember.
If you had one, he'd say my
Do
pager's
we
on.
have anything tomorrow?
We gotta get the rat guy at some point.
Yes, fine. I can wait.
What kind of name is Vrak? Vrak. Too many consonants.
So you guys didn't go to the parade?
We were. No, we
good.
did not make it to the parade, unfortunately.
I did.
How was it?
Parents made me go. Part of the running away thing.
You say your parents. See,
Yeah.
you've not talked about them very much. What is the deal with it?
Do I have to? Teenager, full teenager right now.
I would prefer it, yes.
Roll persuasion check.
It's not great. I think that's a 10. Yeah, 10.
My mom is such a control freak, right?
Pen there. His father.
Yeah. And
My parents are probably dead, so I don't.
my dad is nice or whatever, but he's like gone a lot, and there's, it's just like I mean, they're both gone a lot, but
What did they do?
they're just working, and it's just like a whole thing, and then they made me go to this fucking parade, and then I'm like, I don't want to go, don't make me go to this thing, and then they're like, oh, it's good, it's for the country, and like, who cares?
What
Who
does
cares
your
about the parade?
Dad do?
And then
Oh,
we'll get to that. But and then
I'm too drunk to know what's going on,
Yep.
but I know what's going on.
Yep.
Oh.
and then there's I don't know what you all think is going on. So there is she was talking about the parade. And then so they have this massive parade, which was good because it helped me steal that stuff. And they unveiled this stupid, you call it Perfectus. I
That's
thought
what
it was
they
a
call
stupid
it.
name too. Started handing
Thank
it out
you.
to the crowd. People got free stuff. It's a whole thing.
Did you get any of it for free? You're handing it out to the
No.
crowd.
No.
Oh.
I was focused on getting, well, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you just slipped away from your parents? Were they the one not paying attention?
Yeah. And then I'm assuming, that they probably got told by the police, and then I stole that stuff, and the guy stole it from. It's just a whole.
Okay, but circle back a bit.
Yeah.
What does your father do?
My father is. He does a lot of stuff, but mostly it's just talking.
What is the title of your father specifically? Because I'm pretty drunk, but
Yeah.
you're dancing around this. And I am quite
Roll a
confused.
persuasion check. What was it?
7.
Okay, you can roll a persuasion.
Okay.
Come on, you guys!
Drunk bastards.
No, 9.
I'm fucking gone. The
9.
charisma people are gone
Uh,
I
whenever
don't
they're.
know. Great.
Well, I do.
I got 14.
Useless.
Yeah. She goes. Okay. I don't want.
Alright, I'm gonna.
I think we're on the same wavelength here. I'm gonna
Maybe
take
I've
the
been-
bottle
She
and-
just starts to hide. She starts to go like
Okay.
this.
Oh no!
I maybe have been reading too many books
And
lately.
she puts her hood up.
Your dad isn't, royalty, is he? No. See, the up intonation of the no.
Oh, that's...
Did we aid in the? Did we traffic the emperor's king's child out of the city?
No!
To be fair, it was a willing.
I don't know if the Silvers or, God
they're not going
forbid,
to care
the
about the
feds
difference,
will give
no.
a shit. I'm too drunk
we
for
are
this.
drunk. This is news.
She grabs the bottle and she goes.
It's okay.
She leans into you and goes, "Okay, seriously, we have to talk about this.
Yes.
We can't. You can't." And she goes,
What is happening? What's going on?
"You keep your mouth shut. Don't tell the others and don't tell anybody else, or you're in grave danger. Here, okay.
What is happening?
Take those.
What is going
There's nothing else we need to do."
She's not a kid.
How?
I'm still a child.
Okay.
I'm going.
Oh fuck.
Why are we in I mean,
You'll be in grave danger if,
Someone finds out.
and I'm not with you, but you're talking about it. So if you just don't talk about it, then
I feel like we are already in danger.
no.
It's worse if people know.
When we
We'll
get
just-
back,
okay.
when we get
No
back,
offense, but your sister cannot keep this a secret.
when
We have to
get
like.
back,
Oh, we got this.
I'll just leave. And it's not the first time I've done this.
Okay,
It'll be fine.
just in case, I will.
Can I shoot your gun?
I think
I
I still
yeah.
want to shoot
Did
your
she
gun.
even steal that bag?
Look, if anything
You're not there to
happens,
ask.
all I ask is if we get caught, make sure they know we did not
I'm
know.
not going to let anything happen. I like you guys.
Okay, thank you.
I think you're fantastic.
Great.
I've had a lot of fun. It's been great. And I'll pick up the tab. I'll pick it up.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh.
Nothing else was a lie.
Never.
Fair enough. I'm good. No, it's good.
I
It's
don't
good. It's
need to
fine.
know more.
Do you have any other questions?
No, it's okay. I think that's the. Yep. That's all I want to know.
So the man with the scar on his face is Magi Hagen. He's sort of one of my teachers. Don't worry about it. I did steal those from him. He is not happy about it. But it's not like he's going to hurt any of you, unless there's a misunderstanding. But I won't. I'll make sure there isn't.
All right.
Well, I guess it's also time. You can come out now. And she opens her bag, and under her shoulder is a tiny orange. You never checked. You never looked. A tiny orange cat with wings, and his tail comes out to a little gold knob, like a little amber knob. And he goes. He's just he looks like a cross between an owl bear.
Wait,
'Cause he has like
isn't
a
that-
little. He has a little beak.
Oh, I was gonna say it's not like the plushie that I had, right? The little winged cat.
This is called a honey cat.
Ooh.
Or she calls it honey cat. Honey cat, would you like the rest of the boneless wings? And he and starts eating, sort of like a bird.
That's a little conspicuous, but alright.
It is cute though.
I agree.
Well,
Give it scratches.
And then sort of like walks around the table. He's just short and stubby. He kind of looks like a munchkin cat, but with orange wings, orange fur. I have a picture I'll show you guys later. And I didn't want him out because
It's fair
the
enough.
cops would have been told to
Right.
look for the cat.
We are in a lot of danger, but honestly, okay. Not bad. Alright.
Pretty good. Fooled
Yeah.
us. I respect it.
So you're not mad?
No.
No.
Good. Because I like you guys.
We're already fucked anyways.
Is there anything else you guys want to do in the Kraken's head?
No. I think at a certain point, Isabella would just be like, it's getting late. Should probably check on the other two.
Oh, the party's right at the end of your conversation. How Honey Pot people. Oh, but the party's just beginning in 90 minutes. We're gonna get fucking drunk.
Well, I hope you have a lovely time.
Sure, you're going to come back.
Maybe.
All right, yeah, I'll see if yeah.
Perhaps you could tell us, how do we officially get our names on the list here?
Ah, what are your names?
Isabella Baines.
Oh, I'm Grapel.
Soren Lazarev. And then, well, we had two others with us who might
Isaac.
potentially bring with us.
Isaac Baines and Ink on Skin.
Just the four?
Yes.
And
Rini.
She's a friend of ours as well. She's with us.
Okay. I'll tell the doorman.
That would be wonderful.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
What did you say your name was?
Grapel.
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 Sorry, buddy.
Gra. First name. Pel. Not grapple. Grapel.
Yeah, and I'll just stand up and start to head out.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see you again soon.
Okay.
It's been wonderful
Have a
talking to
good
you.
night.
You as well.
Do a little curtsy.
Just want to walk out. You make your way back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta check on these two.
Sure. So you make your way back, and you guys are hanging out there.
Do we see him walk in?
Essentially, about a half an hour after that, you see both of them walk
I'm gonna
in.
quick walk over and be like, sister.
You walk over, give her a hug,
This is.
and
Hello.
then Rini takes Honeycat and goes, shh, 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 shh.
Hello.
Hi. Are you feeling all right?
Absolutely.
He feels great. We're drunk. We're very drunk.
How much have you had to drink?
Oh,
they had a lot.
One
This many.
bottle.
Hold up two empty
No, one bottle each.
Oh, wow.
I don't think I've ever
By
seen
my
you.
count, he's a little bit ahead.
I would believe that looking at them, yeah.
I've never seen you drink that much.
No, it's the first time.
Is there a reason?
I just wanted to drink.
Kraken
Insight
Fest!
check.
Fest.
Okay, inside check him. Kraken Fest. Go roll Deception if you want.
5.
Oh yeah, natural 14.
Fuck!
So 18.
Yeah, he's just trying a Kraken Fest.
Is there any alcohol left at the table?
There's a little bit of vodka
I've never
left.
seen him party, so this is just like.
I'm gonna go get some more.
Okay. Well, the server comes around. You can add it to the tab. So they bring another bottle. Another bottle for the table.
Yes, please.
Good. I'll report it.
Thank you.
Guess we owe him kind of a good tip, huh?
It'd probably be nice.
You guys want more of the platter? We sort of cleaned it off, but
Oh,
we
yeah.
get another platter.
I could go for food, yeah. Sure.
What do you want? Do you want just a sampler, or do you guys want to order food?
I'm
Is there
fine with
anything
that.
raw?
No. They have sushi. Every place has sushi around here. It's right next to the
Will they just sell raw meat?
raw sushi.
Yeah.
Uncooked
Pirate
steak.
land, there's no food safety laws.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want it?
I'll order whatever I can get that's like raw. Like
Let's
a
see.
platter of it.
She had seafood recently. She wants something. God, but living is just so much better.
Yeah, not being angry and hungry. It's this or Kraken meat. Or not Kraken meat.
Hydra.
Hydra meat.
Do you have salt for it?
We do have to get some salt.
Just want me to eat the whole thing? Not worry about it?
No, why would we do that? I know you don't like it,
No.
but we need something just in case.
You also did eat earlier today, for the record. That restaurant we went to was earlier this same day,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
Mm-hmm.
You since used powers though, so
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how the hunger thing.
The hunger is, it's time, but like every 8 hours or so.
Okay.
Sushi. Sushi is fine.
I'm sorry.
Your own hand moves up to your.
I'll do my best to try to get
I'm
something.
not disappointed in you all. I know that we're here to have delicious rat, and so I can wait for that.
I don't know if we're eating
We
rat,
can't
but-
eat. You guys know you can't eat the
Well, not
guy,
frat,
right?
but
You
maybe
can have other ones though.
Oh,
some
sure.
Oh,
other
yes,
ones.
we can eat
totally.
any of the
Oh, that's
other
what I
rats.
planned
That's
on.
fine.
That's what in my head. That's what I was kind of like preparing for, and just sort of looking forward to
Is
it.
there like a
Maybe we could
dock
even,
where we
like,
could go fishing? Like
bring
you
one
could
on the
maybe spear
road.
stuff with your like goo hand.
There's only the stagnant bay.
Hmm.
Did you guys know that the Kraken is still alive?
What?
Oh yeah.
Like the thing where
Yeah.
It's
it's gonna
screaming
kill us.
in there.
Are we about to die?
I don't think so. They seem pretty confident that it's petrified.
I mean, it's
That seems
stone.
like famous last words. Okay,
it's all
cool.
stone.
I'm pretty sure people used to think, oh, the moon, we got 2 moons. That's probably a situation that won't change anytime soon. I'm not trying to be a cynic here. I'm
Look at
just
all
saying
these
weird
stars
shit
in the
happens.
sky. Whoops.
Uh,
I mean, you could say that about anything. I mean, nothing's certain. At a certain point, you have to just accept that.
So
Wait,
then-
are any of you from before?
slightly.
A couple of years. I don't really remember it.
What was it like? Was it really dark?
How would it be dark?
There were
Because there's not a
two.
lot of stars.
There were 2 moons though, illuminating things.
Oh.
So-
Oh yeah. I guess there would be. I don't even know what that would look like.
Well, imagine a moon and then in your head do that,
Well, I
but
mean,
move
yeah,
it over
but
here,
in-
but keep
you know.
that.
And I know it like now there's like storms.
Mhm.
So there was less storm.
Apparently,
Stuff.
people used to much more easily cross the oceans
Wow.
and visit the different continents, and now it is apparently a pain in the ass.
That's just so cool. Do you guys have a favorite keeper?
I haven't read much about them.
Oh, I have a whole book. And she grabs like a thick tome. It's got pictures, and she slides it over, and it is like, it's like a compendium of comic books.
Are we talking A squad, or are we counting like the B
Oh, it's like an
people?
omnibus.
Who is
Oh!
your favorite?
Like the deeper bench cuts.
I didn't know we had like,
I read the book on them recently.
well, if I had to pick from the starters, it would be Alenia. But from the bench, come back to me. Who's your favorite?
Well, this owl character keeps sticking out to me for some reason.
Yeah, that's Aphelios. He is really cool. Had blood swords.
Pretty cool.
You all gonna vote for yourselves?
We don't know who we are,
Yeah.
so technically.
You can.
Probably.
Who would stand out to me?
That Icilius guy, like, they were fighting fucking world-ending shit, and that guy just shot people. That's
Yeah.
fucking weird.
Yeah. And also, he sort of like, for a brief period of time, started a little bit of a religion.
What? Over what?
Alenia.
Oh.
I actually have one of her medallions.
Oh! Oh, yeah! The Valkyrie of Nightstone.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Keep it for good luck or protection. Yeah.
I wonder if it works.
I'm still here.
They did also have a time traveler, didn't they?
That's what they say, though it's not been confirmed that there was time travel involved. But I like to believe it.
That's really stupid.
I don't even know if it's possible. Like,
Well, the
how could
professor
you-
is now in charge of like some big, like.
She
company.
writes her own press releases. I have some books that their place puts out.
Yeah. And they do like survival manuscripts, and they do stuff for adventurers, and like there's a whole load of it. Not much has come by since the storms got worse, but yeah, they're really cool. Oh, B Squad.
I can't remember who's all on B Squad.
Seiko, Katie, Jordan.
I think. The professors. I don't even know what they are. Kasdan. I just think he's so weird and interesting. He's just like Jordan is like the obvious choice, right? And I kind of don't want to go with like just the hunky guy, but I think it's Kasdan.
I'm gonna go with Jordan for himbo. I like
Please.
himbos.
I was gonna say Jordan just because of the mustaches.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does this sound like the
Katie.
song from JoJo where it's about to dun 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 dun?
Because it is. Is that song surprise? It didn't work.
Yes is gonna sue us so hard.
So, you're sitting there. The end of the night is approaching. There's about an hour until real Kraken Fest begins. Boy. Do you guys want to do anything else before the end of the night?
Darwin, stop looking shit on the table.
Just gonna get a good buzz going.
Okay. So you guys
I can't
essentially
get drunk, so
you can drink though.
I don't know if Mistress would
Can
like that
Mistress
very
get
much.
drunk?
I guess I'll try a drink and see if what happens to Mistress. Like,
She
does
goes-
she like it?
Ah,
Nothing.
You know,
yeah,
I've-
we don't drink it for the flavor.
Don't drink any drunk people. Ugh.
Right.
Unless they're the only option. And then definitely.
And then we.
Definitely, yeah. It's not gonna like ruin it for me. It's just
Like, not ideal.
what a boy, dude.
I'm alright. Boy.
Such a ham.
He has doggy weed trees. He just wants love, man. So
What a life.
you all finish your food and your drink at the table down in the lounge of the Shadow of Stone Coaching Inn. You make your way, eventually stumbling up the stairs to your suite, where you all crash. Is there any specific way we're crashing that we need to mention?
The
Or we're just
nearest
all
comfy
crashing?
spot.
The nearest comfy spot. There's a couch
Yep.
in the middle of the
Just-
lounge that you plop onto. You were in the main bed.
I'm gonna make sure that he's I'm just gonna stay up and make sure that he drinks water and
Passed out
read
cold.
books. Yeah, but
Oh, he drank a lot of water. I made sure.
okay, good. Thank you for looking after him.
I mean, I mostly sat there and read, and they just drank. But, hey.
Yeah, I think Isabella's just gonna stay up and read
Just making
and
rounds.
just make sure that this drunk dumbass is fine. If he needs anything, I'm here.
Yeah, he seems fine. Like just deeply sleeping, drunkenly. Anything?
I'm just gonna go to my hotel bed and pass out with like Ricky, like sleeping cuddled
the
in.
rat.
He is my friend in bed. How dare you?
This is probably the most physical activity I've done in a while, so I'm gonna have a nice bath before bed.
Yeah.
Nice ice bath.
and then
That's
crash.
so joyous.
Nice bath.
So glad I don't sweat.
Take a nice, good, long bath. And then Rini is going to find one of the other beds and just pass out in the bed as well. And so, the night approaches, and in about 45 minutes from the time you go up, the town itself erupts into cheers, and it jostles all of you awake. As immediately you hear, as fireworks go off and stuff happens. You hear like whistles and like.
I have to watch the fireworks.
Yeah, you can right out the balcony. You look out the balcony.
I
It's
guess we
happening.
might as well. Yeah.
And people are drinking in the streets, and you see pyrotechnics coming off of the head of the Kraken above the city, and people are going fucking crazy, enjoying it. And you can almost feel like the whole place like rumble a little bit, like a stampede of humans.
I'm gonna
and then
stay out on the balcony.
That initial peak moves down to like a din of people throughout the night are going to be awake, but apart from that, it's not going to get any louder tonight, so you can all eventually pass back out. Sleep takes, and you guys get your rest in. Who used hit dice, and did you use more than half?
I did.
So you only get half back
Okay, so I get one back.
on long rest. So yeah,
Yeah, because Habit 3 is 1.5, so we'd go down for that, right?
correct. And the second one you get is the biggest half.
We are getting a full rest because of the hotel rooms, though, right? You said we paid for the expensive ones.
You
so we
pay
get
for the
one.
expensive one. You can get a full rest.
So that means we get to do the
Gold.
temporary hit.
Oh, wait, sorry. Whoops. I was thinking gold food, but I'm wrong.
Oh no.
I think we ate green quality food
Yeah,
today.
all tonight you ate essentially just regular.
So
Um,
if we don't use it for a day after we do the good stuff,
Goes
is
away.
that just fucked?
it would normally go away. You guys ate all day today though, so you guys can keep whatever bonuses you
Okay.
like.
Okay, I have those.
And then yeah, if you use your hit dice, you only get back half, but you still get the effects of a full rest. Which technically, if you have any more to heal, you have to roll those for long rests
Oh.
and spend them. We don't normally heal all the way up, but we have been taking enough time in between that I haven't enforced that because we don't need to manage that until. But yeah, if you have any hit dice, you can just spend them on the first half of the long rest. You can spend any hit dice. In the second
I
half,
can
you
only
get hit
remember
dice
the
back.
temp
Okay,
hit
that
point
makes sense.
rule.
So do we have to use them this time?
If you want to heal,
Okay.
Hit die equal to proficiency.
What was that? 20.
Is it like 2 hit die?
What is the temp HP we roll? I always
You
forget.
roll
the
a
numbers.
number of hit dice equal to your proficiency.
Okay,
That's what it was.
that's
you
what
you
I
don't
thought
get
it
any
was.
bonuses, and that's how many temporary hit
Yeah,
points
I
you have.
was
I
right.
couldn't remember if it was roll number of dice to your proficiency or add your proficiency.
You don't add your proficiency.
9.
5.
Okay.
7 on 2d6s.
Did you already roll your hit points?
Temps. What'd you get?
14.
14
Ooh,
tempi?
nice.
Sheesh.
It's pretty good.
D8 gang.
I guess for the purposes, oops. We'll make sure that, are you guys trying to do anything violent?
No. I think I'm good on violence until it's fraction.
Sheesh.
It's funny how everyone got scared or beat up or traumatized by that, and I was like, cool ghost. And then I almost died, and then I was like, it's fine.
Okay.
Just no sense of our own mortality.
None.
I'm an immortal being. What do you mean?
So, sleep takes you. The morning arrives, and this is the first day of real Kraken Fest. The only day of real Kraken Fest. And then the day after that, Kraken Fest begins. For the tourists. So, we'll see what happens when we wake up next time. We'll see what you do in the city. Vrak is still around. There's more to see for Kraken Fest. You had some things on your personal list that you wanted to look up in regards to your sister. Rainy wants to shoot your guns. I think that's it as far as your list of to-dos other than what you want to do. So, we'll be back next Thursday after this session of craziness. We'll be back to see what you guys do. Bum.
Hi, Darwin.
Everybody have
Ghosts.
a wonderful night.
Ghostbusters.
Bye-bye.
You're the Ghostbusters. You did it. You ghost busted. Bustin' makes me feel good.
Well,
Ever since you mentioned it that one day when she asked like for wedding songs or whatever,
Bustin'
that
makes me
fucking
feel
song
good.
every single day. I'm just like, bustin' makes me feel good.
Just all Neil Cicerega, just the entire
Mouth sounds, the whole album. Let's go.
Ooh, yeah, God. Okay, so we love your faces. Come on back for more of the good stuff next time.
Bye.
Bye.